as a fast bowler. Dennis Lilly was an absolute icon. He's
Tobago and say tobacco, where he get his fooling from them, don't know, and we laughing. We laughing. Sideline the commissioner, police, since that happened, look crime on the increase, and we laughing. We laughing. The minister say crime on the decline, and in 3 months they more than 29, and we laughing. Everybody laughing, everybody glad, everybody kicks in no fun. In Trinidad. Everybody laughing, everybody glad, everybody kicks in no fun, we in Trinidad. It's not the first child a vagrant killed, but they had them roaming the country still, and we laughing. They say 2 ministers involved in coke, and we hope it's joke that they're making joke, and we laughing. Containers disappearing every day, how we disappearing, customs can't say, and we laughing. They're using your line to make up sin called blue film in the hands of children and all that we laughing. Children education going down the train, ministry teachers and them playing game and we laughing.
ghetto, yeah. Hearts that no one desire, that if there is a Messiah, someday he hear their whispered prayer. Covered always bare and scanty, 10 people in a one-bedroom shanty, forced to sell on the pavement, no vacancy, no employment. Cattle fire cracker from gunshot, blood does flow when things get hot. Afraid to look out the window to hear voices from the ghetto. Crying, 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 Lord, Lord, crying, crying, voices from the ghetto. Crying, 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 Lord, Lord, crying, voices from the ghetto. Help us, Father, oh Lord. Mothers does just hold it head and ball, and them woman stronger than a wall. A big pusher eyeing she daughter, son in jail for manslaughter. Too bad for he and them bad boys, no bail, that's the black man's choice. Like Shadow say, poverty is hell. She little girl child belly start to swell. Some say life is a cycle, but don't draw she no circle. Where will it all end? Only time could tell. Outside the siren keep howling, inside your belly will growling. Police raid very often, Simpson measuring a coffin. One night in bed you're sleeping, next night is a wake that you're keeping. So you're praying to win the lotto, not to hear voices from the ghetto. Crying, 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 voices from the ghetto. Crying, Lord, crying, hear them pleading, crying, voices from the ghetto. A hand to us, Lord. We are not a forgotten people. Hear our cry. With dented pride they soldier on. Revolutions hate politicians born, and often their tragic story brings a journalist glory. No wonder they view the world with scorn. From since the day they born, some call them rebels.
Free ride.
Out of cause. These social victims of unjust laws, but yet they christen the heroes, renegades, desperados, forever knocking on heaven's doors. Hear me? Steel band music shatters the silence, harmony to conquer the violence. Big men run when cops approach, fighting for scraps with the cockroach. Young Turks, they're turf protecting, almost every young girl expecting. So tomorrow begs till a borrow, there'll be another voice from the ghetto. Crying, Lord, crying, oh, crying, yeah. Voices from the ghetto. Crying, Pitiko, mama, Pitiko, papa, crying, voices from the ghetto. Social amenities, Lord, heaven knows.
Everywhere.
Opportunities, well,
flavor that's
Something that makes it all taste better. Taste the unique flavor of our culture at Royal Castle.
Come to the Waves Restaurant and Bar, Grafton Beach, Black Rock, Tobago. Great ambience, fantastic prices, all COVID protocols observed. Full premium bar available. Call Waves at 731-4646 to make your reservation. Come dine with the Waves Restaurant and Bar, Grafton Beach, Black Rock, Tobago. You must be vaccinated to dine in.
Marsha Walker. Join me on U975, Hot Like Pepper, and douglAR Radio every Friday for Fire Friday. Every Friday when we, the UNC women, bring the heat. 6:15 p.m. every Friday. UNC women bringing the heat with Marsha Walker. Fire Friday. 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 Fire Friday.
Friday, mash up the place. Friday, in front of the face. Friday, red, white, and black. Friday, and back. Friday.
Fire Friday.
Thank God it is Friday. Thank God it is Friday. Thank God it is Friday. Friday, mash up the place. Friday, in front of the face. Friday, red, white, and black. Friday, and back. Thank God it is Friday. Thank God it is Friday. Thank God it is Friday.
Fire Friday. Marsha Walker. Join me on U975, Hot Like Pepper, and douglAR Radio every Friday for Fire Friday. Every Friday when we, the UNC women, bring the heat. 6:15 p.m. every Friday. UNC women bringing the heat with Marsha Walker. Fire Friday. 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 Fire Friday.
Friday, mash up the place. Friday, in front of the face. Friday, red, white, and black. Friday, and back. Friday.
Friday.
Thank God it is Friday. Thank God it is Friday. Thank God it is Friday. Friday, mash up the place. Friday, in front of the face. Friday, red, white, and black. Friday, and back. Thank God it is Friday. Thank God it is Friday. Thank God it is Friday.
Fire Friday.
People wondering what's happening. It's 21 minutes past 6. You're locked onto U97.5 Hot Like Pepper. Well, U97.5 Hot Like Pepper and MCTV has its big on the road show today. All right. So we won't be streaming on our normal Facebook, but you can log on to douglAR Radio. Yes, and Marsha Walker is here indeed.
Am I live?
Yes, you're
Corky,
live.
just make sure people know that it wasn't me late this time, huh?
No.
Last time I was late.
Yeah,
just make sure people know it's not me this time, huh, Corky?
No, it's not you.
I was sitting down here looking beautiful. All in, I'm tell all ya. My daughter chose my outfit. She put me in a turtleneck, all kind of thing. Oh gosh. And they can't see me. I comb my hair, let my hair out. She put on these earrings, all kind of thing, you know. And then
what is happening?
I hear they can't see me.
We're live on the road
Not that I
today.
vex her, but I feel I could just go find a ponytail and all kind of thing and put my hair up, you know.
Yes.
I could have come in pajamas. Listen, remember when radio never used to be streamed and thing?
Yes.
And y'all used to come to work in pajamas and thing?
Pajamas?
Yeah, you could come to work and, you know, you didn't have to deal with makeup. You didn't have to deal with all these kinds of things, Corky. Because people weren't going to see you. But now, to be on the radio, you have to make sure, well, I don't put on makeup, I just go with it anyway. But you know, all these kinds of things. So I'm fairly grateful for no camera today.
Okay, let me just play something so as let the people know what's taking place today on the live
Let
on
the people
YouTube
know
and so
why.
on. U97.5.
Why, yes.
The whole crew is on the road. Listen to this.
What they calling me? Mr. Happy Papi, Mr. Happy Papi.
This carnival, U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper Radio, and MCTV presents On the Road This Carnival 2022. Come meet our on-air DJs and presenters and enjoy live soca and chutney entertainment starting this Friday, January 14th, where our full stop would be at Macho's Bar, Bamboo Settlement No. 1 at 4:30 p.m. The Bear Station, Arangwes at 5:15 p.m. Railway Bar, Carney Village at 6:30 p.m. Roy's Bar, Southern Main Road, Spring Village at 7 p.m. and Suraj Restaurant and Bar, Kadupia at 7:30 p.m. On the road this carnival 2022. Come and be part of U975 FM and MCTV on the road this carnival 2022.
Sound the horns.
My gosh. And they kicked it off a while ago. They're on the road right now. U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio, and MCTV presenting their On the Road 2022 this carnival. What carnival on, boy? Come and meet your on-air DJ presenters and enjoy live soca and chutney entertainment starting this Friday, January 14th. The first stop is at the Macho's Bar, Bamboo Settlement No. 1. Kicking off at 4:30 p.m. Yes. And of course, I'm seeing here the Bear Station Arangwes at 5:15 p.m. Railway Bar, Carney Village at 6:30 p.m. Roy's Bar, Southern Main Road, Spring Village at 7 p.m. and Suraj Restaurant and Bar, Kunupia. Okay, come and be a part of U97.5 FM, MCTV on the road this Carnival 22. So that's it.
So that's why my fans, well, not really my fans,
interrupted
it's
people
Arnold's fans. It's
from
Arnold's
seeing
fans.
your beautiful face.
My.
Yeah.
Cocky, where's my headphones?
But you can log on to
Did you get
douglAR Radio.
headphones for me, Cocky?
Yes.
Just making sure. 'Cause
My
I don't
casa,
see
your
you
casa.
I don't see you. I don't see me with headphones. I don't need it right now.
All
You know,
right.
as wait till I could
Still.
when
still.
for calls and stuff. You know, but I want to make sure that, you know, I mean, I ain't shouting any people head and all kind of thing. Yes, I am hearing myself very loudly. But you know, these headphones, Cocky, can't stay on my head. My head like it's too small. I don't know all this weight I put on in this 10-year challenge.
Depends on what's in your head.
Well, inside my head hopefully has stuff.
What's
but
in
it's
your
it's tiny. It's tiny,
I hope
Cocky.
it's not zombies.
No. Cocky, you think people still know that kind of music?
Zombie. What's in
Zombie,
Yeah.
zombie.
All right.
Zombie,
Let me get my headphones.
What's in your head? Y'all know that song? Y'all know it? Anyways, let us get into Cocky is trying to distract me from what our show is.
No,
I
I'm
feel
gonna
Cocky
get my
get paid
headphone.
by the PNM, you know.
No.
What you gonna do? You're leaving me is
By
what
the
you
way,
basically say.
I have never voted in my life.
Oh
and
my
and I'm
goodness.
thinking about it. So don't
You
say
will, what?
don't say things like that. So this
Cocky.
one. Yes.
This election you're gonna vote, eh? This year is an election year. It's a local government
I'll
election.
tell you, I'll
and
tell
I'm coming
you.
to pick you up and take you to vote, eh?
I'm listening to you guys. You're convincing me. So let's.
Yes,
so,
you have to. It is important.
right.
Listen,
Yes.
I didn't vote in 2015, Cocky.
All right.
Right, and I'm very open and honest about that. I didn't vote.
Yes.
I think it was just sheer PNM propaganda is the reason I didn't vote, by the way. But I've spoken about that. I mean,
When you went sure just now, I thought you was going to say something else. You know, when you said PNM, shh.
No,
jumped.
man. I'm gonna make it. I know the protocols for radio.
All right.
I also have 2 children, and
Yes.
in my house, my daughter is the police.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, you can't say anything wrong. You could barely even dress immodest in my house. I don't know. Jesus sent her for me to make sure I stay on the narrow path. So, Cocky, do you know that yes, thank you very much. I'm seeing all of the comments. Thank you very much to everyone who they congratulating me. Yeah. David, and you know, Cocky, you know, I was in Senate this week.
I heard, yes.
Yes.
Anna mentioned it on the
yes.
radio.
So I was in Senate this week.
Yes.
And so I do thank, I thank the political leader for the opportunity. I thank you guys because, without y'all, I know that a lot of people were calling, we would like to see her, I thank, I don't want to sound bad, but thanking Anil for being sick, But here, let me just talk about a little bit of what I noticed in Senate this week, right? The bill that I went to debate, we went to talk about, was an amendment to the Sexual Offences Bill, Corky.
Right.
Now, I will have to pull it up and all of that. But something like 60% of the victims with this particular bill is something called voyeurism, right? Basically, what it is when somebody, let's say, take pictures of you and share it, or, porn. Now, the reason we don't like the word revenge porn is because revenge speaks to as if, you're taking revenge on something that I did wrong. And these things happen without anybody doing anything wrong. Sometimes, we have situations where when everybody in love is all good, and I send you picture, and you send me picture, and when you break up, you decide you should use that against me. We have all kinds of different reasons. We have all sorts of different reasons. But for whatever reason, this whole deal with my private information and my privacy, and of course, another word that, we used to use would be like peeping toms, So even without the use of electronic devices, now you have people who, they, and when we looked into it, it was a psychological, in some cases, it's a psychological disorder, where people get that kind of gratification from peeping into others' windows and whatnot. And so this bill, when you look at the numbers and you look at the data, and we're not saying, gosh, no, guys, don't jump on my back. We're not saying that men are not victims of this. But predominantly, women tend to be victims of this behavior. So I found it very weird and a little bit disappointing. Let me be honest. It was very disappointing that the PNM female senators did not take the lead in this debate. Because, for instance, you heard, for instance, the independent senator, Dial Singh, not the Minister of Health, the independent senator. As a doctor, he would have been able to give real life stories as to, what happened with him. And then, the women were able to give, the UNC women, of course, we were able to give stories and speak from our hearts as to why this was an important bill and why it needed to go further, etc. As I say, it was very disappointing because you had women. It's not like the PNM don't have women in their Senate. But what was the point? Are they there just to say, okay, well, we fulfill some, and it's not even equal in their camp? But we have women appointed as senators. What was the point? In a bill where this is where women's voices should have really rung through, I was very, very disappointed that the women in the PNM were not given the opportunity to really stand strong and make their voices heard for such a bill as an amendment to the Sexual Offences Act. So that was a disappointment. And we have time and time again, accused the Prime Minister, who is the leader of the PNM, of being a misogynist. And whether it's true, whether it's not, who feels it, who doesn't feel that way. Certain comments that he would have made about, the golf course, needs to be groomed just like how women need to be groomed. He not in our bedroom, and he's obviously made a lot of comments that has really not served him well in the female community. And so to me, that whole move with having men dominate such a debate just didn't feel right to me. I don't know. Maybe y'all could comment. Maybe y'all can let me know what y'all think. But I really didn't feel comfortable. I found something was off. That in such a bill, as I say, PNM would have used their male senators to lead such a debate. So that's that. Moving on from that, that's just my opinion. I just felt, as I say, I felt as though they could have used the opportunity to have more female PNM senators. Corky, is it that you want me to go on a break?
Yes, I'm trying to link up on a live stream.
So what you're trying to say is that when we come back, they're actually going to see my face?
Yes, hold on.
Oh my goodness, let me go. So I guess we're going to go on a break.
Yes.
I didn't even... I'll go find some lip balm or something. I was really happy about it, sir. But okay, the fans win. They find a way to show my face. So we're going on a break.
All right. Well, your lips looks just...
Corky, let me tell you worse than charmer than Farrah's boy.
Okay, we'll be right back.
We will be right back.
Fire Friday.
Friday, mash up the place. Friday, in front of the face. Friday, with white and black. Friday, and back. Friday,
Fire Friday.
Thank God it is Friday. Thank God it is Friday. Thank God it is Friday. Friday, mash up the place. Friday, in front of the face. Friday, with white and black. Friday, and back. Thank God it is Friday. Thank God it is Friday. Thank God it is Friday.
Fire Friday.
Fresh Street Market, your neighborhood supermarket.
Number 3 Andrew Lane, corner Churchill Roosevelt Highway and Andrew Lane, Derby, Mousica.
Opening hours.
Saturday 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m.
Sundays 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. When you think about fresh produce and good quality food, come to Fresh Street Market, your neighborhood supermarket.
Number 3 Andrew Lane, corner Churchill Roosevelt Highway and Andrew Lane, Derby, Mousica.
Come to the Waves Restaurant and Bar, Grafton Beach, Black Rock, Tobago. Great ambience, fantastic prices. All COVID protocols observed. Full premium bar available. Call Waves at 731-4646 to make your reservation. Come dine with the Waves Restaurant and Bar, Grafton Beach, Black Rock, Tobago. You must be vaccinated to dine in.
My parents' generation grew up with Royal Castle. From the first restaurant in 1968, when that distinctive, tempting aroma hit the air, they just couldn't resist. And like never before, fried chicken with a special blend of local seasonings and a one-of-a-kind flavor down to the bone. Today, Royal Castle still have that same delicious taste, and I love it too. The kids can't resist it either. Plus, they have more to enjoy. For me, the castle is more than just nice food. It's we own, part of me and you, and is the real flavor of TNT.
The Grand Coulant Spa Resort at Stonehaven Bay, Blackrock. Bed and breakfast rates available. To book, call 283-2597 or 463-2946. The Grand Coulant Spa Resort at Stonehaven Bay, Blackrock.
Spirit of the sovereign Lord, come and make your presence known, reveal the glory of the living God.
This is Prophetess Alicia Design Pramsuk with Ruach, Fire for the Nations Pentecostal Church. And I'm going to be on U97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper multicultural radio station from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. every Saturday morning. This is where you can catch the fire. The Word of God declares that Jesus said, "These signs shall follow them that believe." Signs and wonders and miracles. If you need deliverance, then you need to tune in to this radio station on Saturday morning, where the fire of God will be falling and the glory of God will be manifesting. I want to see you there, and I will see you there with the glory of God. See you there.
Let the weight of your glory fall.
Island Hobbies, Ryson Road, Port of Spain, has the largest variety of toys in the Caribbean and South America. No one can beat our prices. If you see it cheaper anywhere else, prove it and we will beat it. We're open every day till late, Sunday to Sunday, even on Christmas Eve till 11 p.m. Island Hobbies, Ryson Road, Port of Spain. Even Santa buys toys from us.
Toys.
douglAR Radio is now on U97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio, Monday to Friday, 6:15 p.m. to 9 p.m. with Anil Roberts, bringing you the facts on politics and up-to-date information. Also taking your calls on 218-7762. douglAR Radio on U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio, 6:15 p.m. to 9 p.m. Monday to Friday.
Get ready for the revolution. Come on, what you say?
Sponsored by Royal Castle.
U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio and Multicultural Television MCTV, bringing you back where you belong. Part of the Rhythms Communications Network. To advertise with us, call 218-7820.
Mr. Big Man wants to be richer, while the poor man slave and suffer, but that can't work. To be poor is a crime. Man, I feel know that in this your time. See a man freeze, but it takes with his heart.
Poor people fed up, fed up.
Well done, Mr. Politician Man. You done a wonderful job at tear down the country demolition man. Civily Bank, well done, Mr. Politician Man. You done such a great job selling out the country with your business plan.
Poor people fed up.
Lucifer, son of the morning, I'm gonna chase you out of earth. I'm gonna put on an iron shirt and chase Satan out of earth. I'm gonna put on an iron shirt and chase the devil out of earth.
Move, get out the way, get out the way, get out the way. Move, get out the way, get out the way, get out the way.
Adios, mi amor, if you walk out through the door. Goodbye, my love, I won't take it anymore. Adios, mi amor. Ay, if you feel like you have me wrapped up around your little finger, you're wrong. And everybody feel as if for you lick me chip and I'm programmed. So yo, think that you alone can love me and I'll be broken if you walk out. But anytime you decide to pack up your things and leave, don't come back. One more go, don't come back. I won't cry, I'll be fine. Don't come.
Come to the Waves Restaurant and Bar, Grafton Beach, Black Rock, Tobago. Great ambience, fantastic prices, all COVID protocols observed. Full premium bar available. Call Waves at 731-4646 to make your reservation. Come dine with the Waves Restaurant and Bar, Grafton Beach, Black Rock, Tobago. You must be vaccinated to dine in.
My parents' generation grew up with Royal Castle. From the first restaurant in 1968, when that distinctive, tempting aroma hit the air, they just couldn't resist. And like never before, fried chicken with a special blend of local seasonings and a one-of-a-kind flavor down to the bone. Today, Royal Castle still have that same delicious taste, and I love it too. The kids can't resist it either. Plus, they have more to enjoy. For me, the castle is more than just nice food. It's we own, part of me and you, and is the real flavor of TNT.
The Grand Coulon Spa Resort at Stonehaven Bay, Blackrock. Bed and breakfast rates available. To book, call 283-259-46. The Grand Coulon Spa Resort at Stonehaven Bay, Blackrock. Fire Friday!
Friday, mash up the place. Friday, in front of the face. Friday, red, white and black. Friday, and back. Friday, 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 Friday,
Fire Friday!
Thank God it is Friday. Thank God it is Friday, Friday. Thank God it is Friday. Friday, mash up the place. Friday, in front of the face. Friday, red, white and black. Friday, and back. Thank God it is Friday. Thank God it is Friday, Friday. Thank God it is Friday.
Fire Friday! Island Hobbies, Ryson Road, Port of Spain, has the largest variety of toys in the Caribbean and South America. No one can beat our prices. If you see it cheaper anywhere else, prove it and we will beat it. We're open every day till late, Sunday to Sunday, even on Christmas Eve till 11 p.m. Island Hobbies, Ryson Road, Port of Spain. Even Santa buys toys from us.
Toys.
Spirit of the sovereign Lord, come Come and make your presence known, reveal the glory of the living God.
This is Prophetess Alicia Design Pramsuk with Ruach, Fire for the Nations Pentecostal Church. And I'm going to be on U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper multicultural radio station from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. every Saturday morning. This is where you can catch the fire. The Word of God declares that Jesus said, "These signs shall follow them that believe." Signs and wonders and miracles. If you need deliverance, then you need to tune in to this radio station on Saturday morning, where the fire of God will be falling and the glory of God will be manifesting. I want to see you there, and I will see you there with the glory of God. See you there.
Let the weight of your glory
douglAR Radio is now on U97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio, Monday to Friday, 6:15 p.m. to 9 p.m. with Anil Roberts, bringing you the facts on politics and up-to-date information. Also taking your calls on 218-7762. douglAR Radio on U97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio, 6:15 p.m. to 9 p.m. Monday to Friday.
Get ready for the revolution. Come on, what you say now?
Sponsored by Royal Castle.
All right, so we're back on Fire Fridays with Marsha Walker. We were talking about my experience in the Senate caucus this Tuesday gone.
Yes.
And well, the first disappointment, of course, is that, as I said, I would have liked to see more PNM women discuss the bill. But here's my second disappointment. So your girl was brave, caucus, if you see me. They have questions. So before you debate bills and things, right, you have different matters of business that you have to discuss, right? So we bring in the Minister of Health, who he is not a member of Senate per se. He is a member of the House of Representatives because he represents a constituency, right? But, we have questions for certain ministers and whatnot. So, all right, so, COVID comes up, of course. And I said, but I'm listening to him. So check me, because I ain't 100% sure. So I touched Sean. So that Senator Sobers. And I said, Sean, if I want to ask a question, because in my mind, we always say, well, journalists and whatnot must ask these harder questions and whatnot. So I said, well, his response to Senator Mark ain't making no sense. I want to ask a question. So he said, well, you just need to put up your hand and, you'll get the attention of the president and you'll ask a question. So cool. So the Minister of Health talks about, misinformation and the information that going on social media and that information making people vaccine hesitant and blah, 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 and all kind of thing, right? Because, of course, this PNM government refuses to take responsibility for anything. So vaccine hesitancy could never be because of their poor PR campaign. It could never be because they have not done the right thing. It has to be somebody else's fault. So they blame misinformation because, misinformation is a nice little buzzword that governments have been using across the world to say that's why vaccine hesitancy is low. Except you see in some countries they're at 70%, but we still at 40-something%, right? So clearly there's some doing better than others at addressing vaccine hesitancy. So I say, so I get my opportunity, check my brave, 7 minutes into Senate, Marsha decides she going and talk, which is clearly not on the plan because I come to debate sexual offences bill. But it was an obvious question, and I thought, we needed, you are saying, okay, well, the data on social media, etc., etc. So I said to him, so, well, would the Minister of Health be willing to use social media to basically combat all the misinformation, right? So I suggested to him, why not have something where the people could see the number, because he come and he say, so here was where, let me give the context to where my follow-up question is. Side effects different to adverse effects. And in Trinidad, we only had 5 to 10. Well, I don't understand how 5 to 10. First, to begin, 10 is the double of 5. So your figures off by 100% because if you say 5 and it's 10, you have literally missed it by 100%. It is literally double what you are saying. So gosh, if my husband was here, he'd tell me, but you're like, you know, your grade of difference. Grade is not a word. But you can't be so off 5 to 10. It's either 5, it's either 10. But anyway, and you know, it's kind of like side effects, and he roll his eyes, and this is where, side effects are different, and we do not record side effects, you know. Well, he didn't say we didn't record side effects at that point. All he said was, side effects, he's not counting side effects, but according to adverse effects, so that's like major problems, right? Like stroke, heart attack, and whatnot. We only have 5 to 10, and we have 0 deaths. So I get up and I say, well, you know, because one, what qualifies now for you to say what is a side effect versus an adverse effect? And why not list it? Why not let the population see, listen, of the 1 million jabs, because, you know, he boasts, out of the 1.4 million jabs, we've only had 5 to 10 effects, adverse reactions. The man, boldface, tell me, with all due respect, it is counterintuitive to have, to list every single side effect. But here where he goes off after, nowhere in the world does that. Oh, really? Well, listen. I wish I was prepared for that question, huh? I wish I knew, you know, I was a seasoned politician in the parliament and stuff, because I would have taken that man to task. Well, hopefully, you know, the president tends to not allow a lot of questions, because as the Senator Lyda was having a problem with his questions, because it washes what question he will allow. So it's not like a media conference where I could ask my questions freely. But I want to say, listen, you know, in Canada, I could go on, and Archie should probably put up, for those people who are on Facebook, maybe Archie should put up a little picture of the kind of information that you could get. Corky, I'm going to show it to you. Because it is beyond me. I'm pulling it up for you. I'm going to pull up the graph. Right? You could go on to Canada's website, Corky, and I'm going to tell you the kinds of things that they put. So, of course, they put some of the bigger things, right? But, you know, the Minister of Health say, you know, some people just get a little fever and a little, you know, pain by the arm. We're not going to record that. But listen, you know, in Canada, check some of the things on it, right?
Yes.
Vaccination site swelling. So Canada has the time to record even if somebody's arm gets a little bit swollen.
Yes.
Anybody who gets a little fever, according to our dialsing, they record that. Would you believe that? Do you believe that they record redness of sight? Do you believe they record pain? They just have a general pain, chills, vaccination site warmth. Listen to the basic things that you could get on Canada's website. Now you see these things, even little things like hives or fatigue, they have. So they have the major adverse reactions, and then they record every single little thing. Right? And on the site, they even go on to explain, you know, why it's important to record all of these things. But yet, our Minister of Health stand up boldface. It is counterintuitive to record a little this and a little that. And that's what I have a problem with. One, here's my question now. Did the Minister of Health deliberately mislead Parliament? Because I cannot imagine, Corky, that he is the Minister of Health. This is your job. I mean, you are the star minister right now. We're in the middle of a pandemic. This information is available. Just use Google. You literally just need to Google it. You do not need to be any fancy anything. And we understand that, I mean, as far as qualifications go, we understand that he is not the most qualified for this position. But hey, Corky, I is a housewife. So if I could Google it and find what the government of Canada is doing, you see, because the government of Canada is accountable to the citizens of Canada. So they must present the information to the average Jane and Joe out there in Canada. But our Minister of Health comes to Parliament to say that nowhere in the world presents this kind of information. So I want to know if Terence Dialsing is simply out of his depth and even more incompetent than we think he is, that he does not know basic information like that, or did he deliberately mislead Parliament? Because you know, Corky, that's a serious indictment anytime you deliberately come to Parliament. So if he did that, he owes Parliament either way he owes Parliament an apology. Either way he needs to go to Parliament and say, listen, based on new information that I should have had, that I don't have, which if you ask me, the Prime Minister should say, listen, as he nail in the coffin, the final nail in the coffin, Terence Dialsing, you have to be fired. Because how it is, as a Minister of Health, let me tell you, even the Attorney General came to me after and he said, well done, Senator Walker, well done. He spoke as though, it wasn't your first time. You know what I did? Or what, I mean, it's the same thing, you think about radio, you think about TV when I had my television show. In every single industry that I have ever been in, you study the ones that are doing well. You look at them. So I remember when I had my television show, I didn't study anything, communications or anything, right? So I sat and I watched hours and hours and hours and hours of talk show. Right, you watch The View, you watch The Real, you watch Oprah, you watch various people to pick up different styles and whatnot, to see what works, what doesn't work, what you could adapt, etc. Oh my goodness, Corky, it is common sense. Terence Dialsing should be looking at other countries to see what are they doing, how are they addressing vaccine hesitancy, what are the other websites looking like. So if he was in fact doing that, he should have known that in the UK they have a yellow card system, in the US they have different reporting sites, and in Canada he could see there is a graph that is updated every single week with basic, simple, really minor side effects. So for you to come and answer me in the Senate on Tuesday to say to me, respectfully, nowhere else in the world does it, I could only imagine that you lied. Because that is what it seems like. I really want to give him the benefit of the doubt that he didn't know. But as I said, I don't know which one is worse, Corky.
Right.
Because either one is just unacceptable. It's unacceptable that he did not know. And he genuinely uttered that nonsense from an ignorant point of view. Okay. If that is the case, he must be fired, because there is no way you could be leading something as serious as this pandemic and you have not taken the time to be informed on such basic things that any 5-year-old could Google. Right?
Okay. Yes.
So either you're incredibly incompetent or you deliberately misled Parliament. And either way, Corky, that's grounds for dismissal. Yes. Either way. Yes, so I'm very disappointed, and I want Terence Dialsing to answer, did you deliberately mislead Parliament, or are you absolutely that incompetent that you do not know other countries are recording basic side effects? So that's that. Now, staying on PNM, forgive me, but I stay in there for just a little bit, right? Yeah. We're supposed to have Vandana Mohit. She's, the MP. I think it should go on as East. So let me just give me 2 seconds to message her just to make sure. Because I know they were doing something right now. So I just need to confirm whether we're having her now or not. Because I know with our breaks and our timing changed up a little bit. So I'm assuming we're not going to go on a break at 7 again. Yes. Right? So, Corky, here. So before we go in, so now the next step I want to go into, Corky, is I want to talk about something. Damien, right? Damien Lyder, Senator Lyder. Yes. He did a video on Facebook, and he was talking about Terence Dialsing as well. Yes. And he raised a good point when he said, what does he say? He said that oh gosh, boy. I'm looking for it. Hold on. He said that, my lossy. He said they're backing on the PNM. I didn't want to use those words, but that's Arnold's words, right?
Yeah.
There's obviously some kind of split going on. And then I saw something from Ken Ali, right?
Yes.
Where he talked about what is going on with Hindus and Indians in Trinidad. And is it a matter of, is it politically motivated? Is there an attack on Hindus and Indians in Trinidad and Tobago? And I found that was interesting, right? Because in the article itself, now of course, UNC lawyers win again, and thank God for UNC lawyers, and we really want to thank them for the ones who, they take up these challenges on behalf of the people, and we appreciate that. Because, honestly, I feel as though this government was really, they were out of order with this whole open pyre cremation thing, right? And, the government, the UNC lawyers got involved, and it's unfortunate that we have to take people to court to get things done and whatnot, right?
Yes.
But in the end, they did lift the ban, so that's good. I know some people on social media said that, we need to sue them retroactively. Anybody who was, anybody who end up, had to pay those ridiculous fees and whatnot, and they had their rights, their basic human rights taken away from them. So I think that might be a reasonable thing for us to look at, suing them for those who they had no real reason, they had no science. But it wasn't that caught my attention, right?
Right.
Here is what caught my attention. He said that after Al-Rawi announced or revealed, his words were, Attorney General revealed his interest in succeeding Dr. Keith Rowley as party boss. Okay. Corky, you know that?
I didn't know.
Well, I didn't know that, so my eyes open wide. Because what he is saying in this article is that the whole drama with the boat, and he's talking about so he's saying that a high-ranking, I'm looking for a high-ranking official, whether or not a high-ranking PNM official was the one that caused Schoon's house to be searched and whatnot, right?
Yes.
And it just seems as though there's bacchanal going on.
Yes.
Right? And we've been hearing this. It's not making sense. First to begin, you see this one. It started with fireworks. We talk about the fireworks legislation. Don't mind, it was rubbish. But Stuart Young came out and said, well, listen, he disagrees. And as I said, I think I said it last week, we don't see that kind of thing happening in the PNM unless, you don't generally. So for me to read this by Ken Ali now, and Ken Ali is a big investigative journalist, if you ask me. He's one of the legends. So that line where, it seems to be as a result of an internal PNM conflict that has flared shortly after Attorney General, and as I say, he used the words, Attorney General revealed his interest in succeeding Dr. Keith Rowley as party boss. So party top brass, this is what he said. He didn't use a high-ranking official. His words were, party top brass, led by an influential minister, put a hex on Al-Rawi by revealing the explosive details of a police station diary. Yes. So, what is going on in the PNM, Corky?
I don't know.
Clearly something is going on. Because so he didn't talk about the party boat. So I'm gonna make sure I ain't get sued for scandal. The not the party boat. He spoke about the diary information. But I heard somewhere else somebody talk about it was, who or asking who it is called the shot for Schoon's house to be searched. Because this is unnormal. I mean, generally, when is a son or a daughter of a prime minister of a PNM family, things disappear. We can't find out what's going on with the investigation. All of a sudden, this investigation seems to be, it's the police seem to be getting it right. And so much so that it almost seems as though it's excessive force now. Did you really need to search the man's house? So some people are wondering, did they search the house to find, according to newspaper reports, they took electronic devices. Electronic devices is code for cell phone. And of course, right now, the big allegations are, did the Attorney General intervene or not? Right? Did Faris really speak? Because Faris is saying the station diary not true. So did they go after Schoon's phone to be able to see whether or not the timing of the phone calls really adding up?
Right.
And is it really a PNM high-ranking fella called last shot?
Wow.
What is going on in the PNM? Is Faris really after Keith's job? And is that why they're throwing Faris under the bus? I mean, listen. I think Faris getting way too much, or at least his family. All his recusals, quite frankly, I certainly, if I was a PNM member, wouldn't be interested in seeing him replace Rowley. Right? As much as I do like Rowley, it would be just replacing one snake for the next, if you ask me, right? I don't have any liking to either of them, right? I think both of them charming for the wrong reasons, if you ask me. Right. So anyways, okay, so we have MP, so she is ready to take our call. So what I think, Corky, is we should get MP on the phone. Here is her number for me, Corky.
Yes.
Just call her there. And we're going to talk to her a little bit, before we go back to PNM. We're going to talk to Vandana. I like her first name. It just sounds strong. You don't find? Vandana. So we're going to talk to her because this show is all about highlighting our powerful women. Because unlike the PNM, we do not have our women as just eye candy or some nonsense. Our women contribute. Our women are powerhouses. Our women are strong. Our women bring the fire. So we're going to get to know our MP a little bit. We're going to get to know some of our UNC women a little bit. Right? Do we have our MP on the phone?
She's here.
Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Marsha.
How are you?
I am fine. I'm fine at this time. And you?
Oh, I am great. So we have MP for Chaguanas East on the line. Should we call you MP Mohit? Should we call you Vandana? We like Vandana. I just find that name is beautiful and it sounds strong. Is there a meaning behind it?
Of course, there's a meaning behind it. You can call me Vandana. That's fine with me.
So tell me, what's the meaning behind your name?
Of course, worship is the meaning behind that.
Aye. Good name. Good name. Tell us a little bit about... So this show, Vandana, is all about our UNC women. Because, I started off the show talking about how disappointed I was to see a bill like the Sexual Offences, an amendment to the Sexual Offences Act, and to see that PNM had their women take the backbench on it. And of course, totally opposite is in the UNC. We are full of powerhouse women. So we want to get to know some of our powerhouse women. And you were the youngest mayor ever? You're young, you're beautiful, you are intelligent, you are a powerhouse. So we want to get to know our Vandana. Tell us about our Vandana.
Of course, and thank you so much for having me. And first of all, let me take this opportunity to wish your listeners a very happy 2022, although I know for some it's very, very difficult.
It is a difficult year, yes.
Yes. And
maybe the Prime Minister will call elections, and we could make it a better year for everyone.
Of course, and I hope and pray for that every day. Yes, but in terms of me, what new can I tell you that you may have already
Let's
heard?
pretend that I know nothing. Because what I learned last week, is that things that I take for granted that people on social media may have known because I say it over and over and over, I've realized that it's not as popular as I think. So we're going to start from afresh. Tell us who you are. Tell us things that we should know that we don't know.
Well, what I'm going to tell you is I enjoy serving people. And this happened at a very young age, very, very young, from my days in school, the different schools that I attended. And you know, all of my teachers to date say to me, they saw these things coming, meaning the positions that I hold now. And they're very happy to see that it actually came to pass. Since you know, my youthful days, because now I've crossed the line of 30, but since my youthful days, I've always enjoyed community effort, being involved in religious institutions, school activities, etc. I have enjoyed those things. So I think what I'm doing now, it's basically just what I love. In addition to that, I can tell you that, well, on the educational side, I enjoyed studying. I got a bit tired of it, but then came politics. And it was an avenue where I saw that I can grow, but not only grow on a personal level, but change the lives of people.
Yeah.
And since I started, I don't think I've stopped. And I've said this to many persons before. Persons ask me, how do I feel about being the youngest mayor? How do I feel about being an MP? And I've never really had the chance and time to sit and think about that because I'm so busy trying to transform lives. Now, although we are in opposition, it doesn't stop me as a young person who was given the opportunity by our political leader, which you're very well aware of. It does not stop me from assisting persons as much as I can, because I think our mandate when we are given opportunities in our great party is that of serving people and helping them to an extent where you can actually bring about change in their lives.
Yeah.
So I enjoy doing that 24/7. I have not much hobbies because the little time that I have is to have some rest and get going again. I survive on emergency vitamin C. Those are some of the things I can tell you. Yes, because I don't like much vitamins, but I love serving people, I can tell you that. It brings about a level of satisfaction in my personal life as well.
Okay. And what is going on in your constituency? Tell us about that specifically.
Of course, my constituency, so much is happening in my constituency. Apart from the ministerial portfolio, which I shadow social development and family services, I would tell you that within my constituency, actually every day, something is happening.
So you are not like Diego Martin West that's closed? Because you know I visited Diego Martin West, and the lovely lady there said, and she was so certain that all MP offices are closed due to COVID. And I had to tell her, no, that is so not true. All the UNC offices are open. And do you know we cannot even get a phone call with our MP?
Oh, well, that's really sad. But all of my staff members, I usually call them team members, because really and truly I don't like to call them staff. We're a family. We are working to change lives. We are working to help people. So within our Shogunas East family, all of our phone numbers are accessible to persons.
Okay.
And all of us ensure that we respond to persons when they come to us with a problem, whether it's me or one of them, because our duty is to help people. So I can tell you, though, one of the major issues that we have right now is that of traffic. And very soon you'll be seeing some protest action, some real action taking place in Shogunas when it comes to the traffic situation. We'll be lobbying strongly for our overpass, either Brentwood or Sugrim West. We'll be lobbying strongly for that because I think the people are very disappointed to note that the 2021-2022 budget had nothing allocated for Shogunas, which was very, very disappointing. But nevertheless, I serve where I live, and that's the most joyous part about being the MP for Shogunas East. It's not like I have to leave somewhere to go to Shogunas East to learn the problems. I know the problems, I know what the people want, and they come to me with a level of comfort. So hence the reason I feel maybe that contributes to something happening all the time in the constituency of Shogunas East.
Yeah.
Our doors are open during the course of the entire pandemic. Whether we are affected or not, we are a response team, so we are always available.
Okay. Well, Vandana, I think this is awesome. What I noticed you said that you shadow a ministry. Could you talk to me about that?
Of course, I shadow social development and family services, as I just explained. And, shadowing that portfolio really taught me a lot, although I would have worked previously in the Ministry of Social Development. This was a different level when I was assigned that portfolio. And the reason being, it opened my eyes and a lot more issues were brought forward to me to represent on behalf of. So you would have seen, and you know what was good about this, shadowing this portfolio? Something new. Not that I like the fact that we are in a pandemic, but it was something new to see how you really engage in the resolution of problems. And serving in this portfolio since the pandemic, you really see how proper planning is important. And a few days ago you would have heard yourself, I think you are lobbying as well very strongly on your program on social media, etc. You are also lobbying when it comes to the food support program and how persons are going to be affected by the review. Now, it was claimed that there's no suspension, but there's a review. And that review will include persons being dropped out of the system, which is something very, very concerning, which is something I do not support. We as a party do not support. We do not support any harsh measures towards the poor and vulnerable during these tough times. And we always try to look at ways and mechanisms to help those vulnerable families, especially in the midst of these challenging times. And obviously we see it as very harsh, and you really have to ask, where is the long-term planning since we got COVID in this ministry? So there are a lot of issues, and you would wonder, you would sit, and I'm sure every right-thinking citizen, even citizens who do not follow everyday politics or what's happening in the public domain, would be sitting in their homes asking themselves, why touch the food card program out of everything?
Yeah. Why we don't touch rent, Al-Rawi rent?
Yes. And why are you touching this program? This program is something which has been helping vulnerable persons with the rise in food prices, etc. This is going to help these families even more. And you are taking that away from them, leaving some of them with nothing.
Yeah.
In addition to that, you are speaking safety net, preaching safety net, and you are not, you are going to look at persons who have existing grants, who may be in need of the food support as well, to remove the food support from those persons who are receiving other forms of grants from the same ministry. So this is also very concerning when you speak about safety net and protecting the safety net within our country in the midst of a pandemic. What is also important to look at is, and I don't think if the PNM administration, they were engaging in proper planning and looking at resolutions and looking at the dependency on the ministry during these times, they would also note that during their tenure in office, it's approximately 14,000 increase in terms of the food support program. So that should tell them that they are not doing something right when it comes to management of the economy, management of the resources in this country, that the vulnerable are becoming more vulnerable.
Yeah. Yeah. So well, that's the thing. I mean, you must know, you must be able to use things like your NIS figures and whatnot. So if it is that you have had a reduction in the number of people contributing to the NIS funds, logic says that you have more people unemployed. Logic says if you have more people unemployed, you have more people that need social support. You know what I mean? It's just basic common sense.
Yes.
And you really wonder what's going on in their heads.
It boils down to one thing. Do they really care about vulnerable people in this country? Or do they like seeing vulnerable people being vulnerable?
Well, I have a theory on that. I don't know if you watch, Jayanti and I watch How to Become a Tyrant. Did you watch that on Netflix? I know you said you don't really have hobbies, so I don't know what time you have to watch Netflix. But I look at it as an education. I think that every citizen in Trinidad should look at it in terms of political education. So, did you watch it? Have you watched the series? It's a short series.
I do look at Netflix. I'll definitely look at it.
Yes, look out for it. So basically they've gone through some of the bigger dictators in history, and they tell you lessons basically. So who controlled the media, who was charismatic, who divided and conquered, etc. And one of the lessons, so it's done in a real kind of sarcastic way, it's like lessons on how to become a tyrant. And one thing you do is you keep people hungry. And while they may have made light of it, because of course it's entertainment, and when it's too heavy and when it's presented too much like a documentary, no one watches, right? Hunger is a dictator's number one tool. And I have written to media houses and they have not carried that at all, because I'm guessing they don't want for that sort of honesty, that harsh reality to be said. But when and you ask the question, are they on purpose? Are they doing it on purpose? Because when people are hungry, and I'm going to bring something up after we speak about the way that Stuart Young changed legislation when Faris Al-Rawi was away. Right? And it's difficult to pay attention to day-to-day politics when you are just trying to make ends meet. And so that question, Vandana, when you say, are they doing this on purpose? I think it really looks so, all the evidence suggests to me, if I were just a citizen looking on, that it has to be some ulterior motive that they're doing this.
Of course, and it has to do with a level of control of people as well.
Absolutely.
Which is very sad. It's very sad.
It's concerning.
And I think they are very out of touch with society. They are very out of touch with the harsh reality in Trinidad and Tobago, where persons are actually feeling the brunt of the pandemic, and they really need to get out there, get on the ground, and they, as I said just now, they know, but what are they doing about it? And it seems as though they are happy looking at our people suffer today.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, when you have a minister of social services, and she could say, well, it's more greed than need, then that speaks to how out of touch people really are, how out of touch they are. Absolutely not on the ground at all.
Besides being out of touch, when a minister can make such a statement, it shows their real level of passion and compassion for the ministry in which they serve and the people whom they serve. So really and truly, I don't think that minister has any form of compassion for the people who she serves and the ministry in which she serves. Because in the first place, you will understand that you are speaking to persons who are just in need and facing a form of desperation. so to state more need than greed without any facts by just someone who may tell you something about one person on a phone call is very unfair to our citizens.
Yeah. Vandana, Corky's looking at your picture here. Of course I have to tell her. But Corky, like you didn't believe when I said UNC woman.
Yeah.
Beauty and brains, you know, is a full package when you get a UNC woman. let me tell you. Nice. So I have a joke for you, Vandana, right? So I was in Senate on Tuesday, right? And so somebody is introducing me to somebody else and whatnot, but it's PNM, right? And the guy says, "Oh gosh, well I get to meet the beauty in person. Normally as we watching her lambaste us on TikTok, right?" He said, "Oh my goodness, yes, we hitting us harder, but you're so good looking. I'm taking it instead, you know."
Yes,
Corky walk in and see the picture of you up on our screen.
Yes.
Yeah, Corky, you want to talk to her?
Oh, you go ahead. I'm listening to your great talk.
Yes, in UNC we have powerhouse women, complete package.
Yes, indeed, and we must not forget our leader.
Well, she's the one that leads us. She sets the example. She is the one that sets the example.
These are fruits from her tree.
Absolutely. Absolutely, fruits from her tree. That I like that. You know, I spoke about, you know, we stand on her shoulder. You know, a lifetime of sacrifice, and she literally, you know, and a lot of people, again, goosebumps, because I really, and I could go on talking about her, because I get so upset to see how PNM propaganda, Vandana, has just, they've focused on her and they've tried to criminalize her. And it is just upsetting to me how that PNM propaganda wheel works. And, you know, when people, I remember Farley Augustine in his victory speech, you know, he said that Duke had taken the blows for him to succeed. And I as a young woman in politics, we cannot say thank you enough to our political leader who has walked on coals, walked on nails. That road to success has not been easy, and it's almost as though she had to walk and pick them up alongside the way so that we can have some kind of path to even tread on.
Of course, and you see those things that happened to her a lot during her journey, you know, would have been, and I think it plays a major role when it comes to all of us and our political lives, because it would have motivated many, and it also motivates us. And the level of strength displayed by her resides in us, because of course, we ourselves face tough times, but we look at her and how she deals with issues, and of course we learn from her, and we are able to also deal with issues and stand up to certain things.
Yeah, agreed. Vandana, I know that you have a lot going on. I know you had to take a moment from what you were doing to take this call. So I'm not going to keep you any longer. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. It's been really, really, really good to get to know some of our UNC women. And if, you know, in your counselors and any other UNC women, send them our way. We do want the country to really get to know the powerhouses that our political leader, you know, she's grooming behind the scenes. She's training, you know, she's making sure that her lionesses are ready to take on to take on all of the predators out there. So thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us.
Thank you for having me, and I appreciate this call. And yes, of course, I definitely will. Have a great evening.
You as well. You as well. Thanks, Vandana.
Okay.
All righty. Good night. Bye-bye. So that was our MP, Vandana Mohit, and she also shadows Ministry of Social Services, right?
Yeah.
So now you've gotten to know Corky, not just Marsha. Yes. It's really UNC women, you know.
I want to get involved in politicals.
Well, sign up your party card and I'm going to bring a form for you. I'll bring a
Okay,
form for you next
right,
week.
good.
I will bring a form for you next week.
That'd be great.
So what I want to do, Corky, I
Yes.
think we should go for a little break.
That's good.
Because
yes.
I want to have another call in, maybe at about 8 o'clock. Because, Corky, I want to talk about a little topic, something that I brought up during my debate, that we have this thing where we lock prisoners away. And we think, well, you know, they are monsters, they're the perpetrators. Let's lock them up, throw away the key, and forget about them. And I think as a mature society, we must move away from that.
Yeah.
So I want to call in a lady whose husband was charged for a crime, whether he's innocent or guilty. You know, that's for the judge to decide, right?
Is he locked up or not?
He is. And that is what I want to discuss. So what the callers, and we could maybe have the callers, well, we should have some callers as soon as we come back from break, right? We'll do that, because I know I haven't heard from you guys, and I like to hear from you guys early. But I want to discuss, what are your views on things like murder? I mean, you know, I spoke to my husband about it. Is there something we could discuss in terms of bail, when maybe they should have bail? I don't know, but certainly it cannot be right that we have people sitting waiting to even have their matter heard in the High Court.
Yes.
After 15 years. Oh gosh, the phone ringing. Let's take this call before we go on break. Let's take this call.
218-7762. Hello.
Good night. You are live on U975 FM and douglAR Radio. Hello.
Yes, go ahead. You're live.
So would you be able to put me on live?
You are live, my love.
Hello, you're live. Go ahead.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Good.
You are live with Marsha Walker.
You like to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to bring something to Marsha's attention.
Go ahead.
Yes, what is it? I'm here. I'm not sure if you're hearing me. I'm here.
Okay, good evening, ma'am.
Hello.
And firstly, I want to take the opportunity to say congratulations on your future endeavor. I remember looking at you when you had an evening show and you used to have the child with you and all of that. And way before that, I saw the potential in you. And I'm thanking you for continuing.
Thank you.
However, that's not why I call. I'm calling because I have a relative in the hospital who was admitted to the viral area Wednesday morning at 10:27. It is now after 7. What's the time now?
7:30
and we don't
on
have
Friday.
any information. Absolutely none.
Yeah. Where was he admitted?
Wednesday
Where?
at 10:27 a.m.
Where?
We went, they said he needed to go to the viral area because he was coughing and
Where
he
is
was
that?
weak.
Where is that?
San Fernando.
San Fernando, okay.
Okay, what I heard.
Today is Friday and we have absolutely no information because when you go to casualty, they're saying that that is a different department. When you go to that department, the securities there said their boss man are not allowing them in. You just need to go home and await a phone call.
Okay, we need to do something about. We need to do something about this because a lot of people went in and those people died. I know some people who went in and they died as well, and no information.
Yeah.
But I heard on the foreign news, Lata Mangeshkar got sick with the COVID, and she was able to do a camera talk to them now.
Well, so it's something that is definitely happening.
I want you to listen to what I'm saying.
Something is definitely happening. Yeah.
I am saying that we have absolutely no information.
Yeah.
We were told to go home and await a phone
Yeah,
call.
and you are not the first, and so it's definitely becoming a big issue now because we're getting calls like that very regularly now. So
but what is being done? Who do we go to?
And next thing you hear, the person died.
Yeah, well, we don't want. We're not going there with this person, with her right now. We are gonna pray that that's not gonna be the case with her. But what we could do is give me your name and number off the air.
Yeah.
Right. I don't. You have. So are you on social media? Hello. Hello.
lost the call.
Oh, okay. Well, if you are hearing me, reach out to me after, and let's get your name and number. We have our opposition. I've been speaking about it. I know it's now becoming an issue. It really is becoming an issue.
Yes,
We're hearing a lot of people. Well, just last week we heard of a story. The week before last, we heard of that same thing. We heard of someone else in the media. Okay, look, I don't know if she's trying to call back. So you wanna?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon, Marsha.
Hello,
and to
how
Mr.
are
Porky
you?
and to everybody out there. Marsha, congratulations
Thank you.
on your day as a senator.
Thank
and I
you.
hope to see you much more in the Senate. It was really, really interesting. Marsha, since before Christmas, people have not been able to get CDAP medication, right? When you call the pharmacy or you go to the pharmacy, they are saying that they have none. They didn't get enough medication from the government to give to all. Let's say they have 400 patients, they might be only getting for 100. So what is happening to the other 300 people? Either they have to buy it or some can't afford it, right? That's why I see that. Just before Christmas, when I went into town, there was this pharmacy on Charlotte Street, a big sign, no CDAP medication. You know, today when I went again to get to try to fill my prescription, it's because they have no medication. So what people who want CDAP medication supposed to do? This country is getting from bad to worse, and I hope very soon, because he's the only person can do it now. God put a hand here and help the citizens of this country. We are on bended knees, you understand, begging this man to do something about the situation in this country, because I don't know how much more some of us can take it in here. Look at all the stories we are hearing about when people go into the hospitals, what is happening to them. They are not hearing about their loved ones again until they die.
That's
and it's like pulling teeth in order to get information, you know, when they die. Some of them can't even get the bodies. A relative of mine died in a home in Valsain, and her body ended up in a mortuary in Mayaro. They had to be searching all about, and she had to be church in St. Patrick's Church. Look at the distance. Look at the big difference. Yes, they had to put off the funeral until they located the body. What nonsense is going on in this place?
Yeah, and where is the Prime Minister?
Where is he?
Oh my gosh, where is he? Why can't we hear from him? Why can't we see him? What is going
Look at
on?
how many people dying on a daily basis, and not one word of encouragement, sympathy, nothing from the Prime Minister. The man has gone silent. He has stepped since he got that beaten in Tobago. But I hope he recovers soon. Thanks a lot and have a good day.
Same to you, my love. All right, so we're gonna. It really is bad, and I mean a lot is going on in the country, and we cannot hear from the Prime Minister. We cannot hear from him. He is absolutely absent. We're gonna go on a break, and when you come back, more Fire Friday with Marsha Walker. You are watching U975 and douglAR Radio. Don't go anywhere.
What goes in is a local something that makes it all taste better. It's the flavor of our culture. Come from here, come from there, and everywhere. It's the special flavor that's made us savor at the Royal Castle. Oh, down the Royal Castle. Royal Castle. Flavor to the bone. Royal Castle. Taste the very own. Royal Castle is the local something that makes it all taste better.
Taste the unique flavor of our culture at Royal Castle.
Fresh Street Market, your neighborhood supermarket.
Number 3 Andrew Lane, corner Churchill Roosevelt Highway and Andrew Lane, Derby, Mosaka.
Opening hours.
Saturday 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m.
Sundays 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. When you think about fresh produce and good quality food, come to Fresh Street Market, your neighborhood supermarket.
Number 3 Andrew Lane, corner Churchill Roosevelt Highway and Andrew Lane, Derby, Mosaka. Le Grand Coulon Spa Resort at Stonehaven Bay, Blackrock. Bed and breakfast rates available. To book, call 283-2597 or 463-2946. Le Grand Coulon Spa Resort at Stonehaven Bay, Blackrock.
Mr. Happy Papi, Mr. a happy, happy.
This carnival, U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper Radio, and MCTV presents On the Road This Carnival 2022. Come meet our on-air DJs and presenters and enjoy live soca and chutney entertainment starting this Friday, January 14th, where our full stop would be at Macho's Bar, Bamboo Settlement No. 1 at 4:30 p.m. The Bear Station, Arangwes at 5:15 p.m. Railway Bar, Carney Village at 6:30 p.m. Roy's Bar, Southern Main Road, Spring Village at 7 p.m. and Suraj Restaurant and Bar, Kadupia at 7:30 p.m. On the road this Carnival 2022. Come and be part of U975 FM and MCTV on the road this Carnival 2022.
Sound the horns, we're ready for the road.
That's right, on the road, U97.5 FM, the whole crew, they kicked it off today. U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio and MCTV presenting their On the Road 2022. This carnival, come and meet the on-air presenters and DJs. Soca and Chutney Entertainment starting this Friday, that's the day. And of course, the first stop will be Macho's Bar, Bamboo Settlement No. 1 at 4:30 p.m. Then the Bear Station, Arangwes at 5:15 p.m. Railway Road Bar, Carney Village at 6:30 p.m. Roy's Bar, Southern Main Road, Spring Village at 7 p.m. and Suraj Restaurant and Bar in Kunupia also. Come and be a part of U97.5 FM and MCTV on the road this Carnival 2022.
Corky.
Yes.
I have a number here for you to call, right? Not right now.
Yes. Okay.
Anyways, let me get back to. I want to finish on this issue with the split in the PNM, the PNM house on fire. A lot of different things within all of this, Corky.
Yes.
Because we have a high-ranking official who I don't know. And this is why Corky, the Prime Minister cannot be absent. The Prime Minister cannot be absent. He is the one who said to Manning, you cannot pass these things off as old talk. Why are you not coming and speaking to us? Why are you not coming and saying, listen, this is what happened? We want to know who called the shot for Schoon House to get searched. We want to know why they needed to take Schoon's cell phone. Are they checking to see if Faris really made the call? Why they didn't just go after Faris' cell phone? There's so many questions.
For me, it's just a big show.
But it's not. But this is our lives. It's not entertainment. This is our lives, Corky. This is our lives. Listen, you know what? I don't know if we realize, right? But I see Gary Griffith do a video yesterday. And he talk about the legislation. Then I see Anil talk about it. I see Damien talk about it. I said, what is this legislation about? Well, I must be miss it. I really miss it, Corky, because, and this is exactly what I spoke to Vandana about. When you are busy, because oh my gosh, right now we busy trying to eat in my household. Because my husband is a contractor, Corky, and jobs are so few and far in between. And then when you get a job, you gotta be begging for money for your work. So, it's difficult to be concentrating on making ends meet, finding work, finding an income. So these kinds of things pass you by. So I could only imagine those who not even politically affiliated like myself, how these things miss them. So I started to do some digging up, looking for the information, because, so what is this legal notice that they're talking about, boy? And let me tell you, I find, and so I read in it, and my 12-year-old daughter, my 12-year-old daughter say, well, this had to be a scene from a movie. Because this is very disturbing. So the government has done, this is an article by The Guardian, Friday, November 26, 2021, right?
Yes.
The government did a new legal notice changing the process for selection of a commissioner of police and deputy commissioner. So that revoked the whole legal notice 183, because I keep telling people, just on that whole legal notice, Farish should have been fired. The fact that he was not fired is a problem to me already, right? Because no way that whole constitutional crisis should have been allowed, and he just keep his seat normal. But anyway, they revoke this legal notice 183, and they come up with something else. A new legal notice 277. In the legal notice, it changes the process of appointing an acting commissioner of police, limiting that to certain ranks of officers in the TTPS and not contracted people. So of course that means now, that is why Gary Griffith could not qualify anymore to be acting commissioner of police. So, former police commissioner Gary Griffith has already slammed the changes, calling it a desperation by certain individuals in making the changes to the criteria. Right? The notice was made by President under Section 123(2) of the Constitution, is subject to negative resolution. What that means basically is, it does not need to go to debate in Parliament. They don't need no votes in Parliament. That's that. Right? Now here's where I find this thing gets a little bit concerning to me, Corky. And we were talking about the whole situation with the health, with public health right now and whatnot. Corky, when are Trinidadians and Tobagonians, well, Tobagonians don't do their part, but when are we really going to stand up and get on bad, Corky? And I ain't mean no cool thing, and that's not, you only know why against them kind of thing. But enough has to be enough. Let me explain, let me say where I'm going now. Griffith slams Young. So I don't understand what Young have to do with it. So I'm moving on again, just reading excerpts, right? And Griffith, who has called for the previous merit list to be used, slammed Acting Attorney General Stuart Young, saying the new notice was a comical, ludicrous, desperate attempt to stop that original list from being used. So wait. Let's go on. Yesterday, Griffith, when asked if he would take legal action, cited Lala's his attorney, right?
Yes.
Cited Lala's letter, adding, "It's not by chance Acting AG Young rushed in the last minute before demitting office as AG to draft this notice." Corky, that part is what upsets me. That part is what concerns me. And now when I see that happen in November, and now I see Young come and bash the fireworks legislation, and I mean it's I'm really wondering, and
I'm not wondering. To me, it's a big show.
But a Corky
like this.
No, Corky.
Yes, it is.
It's not. This is our life. This is our country.
But for
Corky.
them, it's a big show. Showtime.
No, Corky. No.
So what is it then?
It's serious. And this is not acting. This is not a show. This is my life. This is my country. This is my children's future, Corky.
For them, it's probably a show.
Well, and that's why they need to be gone.
Yes.
If you are not prepared to lead properly, if your motive's not right, you need to leave. If you came in here to just take the treasury, you need to leave. Because I want to know why, if this is true, this was printed by the Guardian Media Limited. Let me read it again.
Yes.
It's not by chance Acting AG Young rushed in the last minute before demitting office as AG to draft this notice.
Right.
So, was there really, I mean, even before I read this, Corky, we saw that it seemed to have been a calculated effort to get rid of Gary Griffith.
Yes.
Now you're seeing that it may have even involved sending Faris away and having Stuart Young. Did they plan for him to act as Attorney General to get this? Why the rush? Why the rush? Right? And now all of that, you're hearing rumors and all kind of thing. It can't be passed off as old talk. You're hearing rumors about whether or not a high PNM official called the Commissioner of Police and all of that. Did they really go through all of this to get rid of Gary Griffith, to put in somebody that they can control? Is that really what has happened, Corky? I mean, where is the Prime Minister? They have to address this. This is serious. This is serious. Why would Stuart Young, something like that, something that goes to the way, that speaks to the way we choose our Commissioner of Police?
Yes.
Why you need a acting? Why you couldn't wait for Faris to come back? I wondering, maybe Stuart Young maybe he won the position, maybe he won Rowley position. Maybe that's why he going after Faris. So maybe that's why he's allegedly, because it's certainly looking like that. But let me not get myself in any scandal trouble. I am really just wondering what is going on with these people, because not cool. It really not cool. And you said it when we were on break. And you heard the concern from Santa Cruz when she called. Citizens who feel like, what are we supposed to do? And citizens, honestly, we see UNC lawyers again. They win in the courts again. It was today in the news. You saw that the 2017 property tax, they overturned the decision then to say that it was unconstitutional to ask people to give that kind of information. Of course, to me, I want to see now how that playing off, because because I know the judge makes sure and say that have nothing to do with this what going on right now with this property tax, blah blah blah. But I feel it will set some kind of precedence. What it certainly shows off the bat to me is that somewhere, somehow, if it was unconstitutional in 2017, if that information was unconstitutional, so I'm going to read the headline, right? Court of Appeal rules 2017 property tax mandatory data collection was illegal and unconstitutional. Now, when you go into the article says, well, it has nothing to do with now, because they changed the law. And that is my problem with this government, Corky. You can't just keep changing the law. And that was what Gary Griffith's that was what his video was basically about. That it says something that our government could literally just change laws overnight how they want to be able to do what they want. That can't be right, Corky. It can't be right. So you know that it was unconstitutional in 2017, but you come in 2021, so you change up things to put something in to say, well, okay, well, it's not. All of a sudden, how it is the same form was unconstitutional in 2017, but constitutional now in 2021. So I waiting for Anand Ram Logan and Jayanti and them, because I see it was Jayanti Lakshmi Dayal. So when people like to say what the opposition doing, you know what I want people to see? I want the fair thinking citizens to scroll down to the headlines, because you know what the media won't put is that UNC wins again, UNC lawyers again. That's what they would not put. So when they move the remember they were going to put some kind of morgue or some kind of container something with this whole COVID in Freeport, and they say the government backed down from putting it there and whatnot. Nobody wants to be fair to say, well, thanks. Thanks, because it's actually UNC lawyers who fight in these cases. Nobody's going to put on the headline, UNC lawyers win again for the people. So when people like to talk about the opposition, what the opposition doing, what the opposition doing, what the opposition doing, scroll down to see who win, and that's how you know what the opposition doing. Because you will see UNC lawyers' names winning again in court for the people. UNC lawyers challenging the constitutionality of decisions over and over and over and winning again in court. That is how you know, and that's how you could find out what it is that UNC lawyers doing, what it is UNC doing. Go down to the end of the article and you will see. So when Court of Appeal rules 2017 property tax mandatory data collection was illegal and unconstitutional, scroll down to the bottom of the article and you will see is UNC lawyers win again. Alright? So anyways, okay, somebody's saying they're not hearing anything now. Audio needs adjusting. Okay, I think we fixed that. I think
was the
so.
volume low?
Well, so actually my husband messaged, and I know he was listening to it on the radio. So maybe they could just confirm to me that they are hearing it.
Volume are all up here.
Well, I was hearing it on my headphones
on my
as
needles
well.
here.
Yes.
It's working good. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Where is it low? Is it on the YouTube?
Okay, so so my husband said he's hearing now. Well, I don't know YouTube. I don't even have YouTube open here to see.
Okay.
Right, let me check the douglAR page because I see all they go on listen to me if I see anything weird come up on my Facebook. Is because apparently they hacked my Facebook, because I see a live on my Facebook, not just douglAR Radio, but a live on my personal Facebook too now. Cocky, all make sure and log out.
No, well, what's happening when we started? We didn't start off with a normal page. We were streaming through the show that we're having today. They said don't go on that because they're using our U975 FM Facebook page. So we started a stream on your page, and then
so I just streaming all over is basically what you're saying.
Yeah,
I just streaming all over. Understood.
Yeah. And then we're streaming on YouTube.
Okay. Well, so I'm not seeing anything. So okay, so right. Somebody said they're hearing. So they're hearing. Good. Right. So we've addressed that.
Yes.
Right? So Corky.
Yes.
Okay, hearing you loud and clear. Great. So obviously that's been addressed. Corky, I have a telephone number because I want to move on now.
Yes.
So again, we talking about my week in the Senate, right?
Yes.
A part of my speech, my debate, when you looked at the drafting of the law, Corky, what stood out to me was the sentencing, because it was only, it was pay a $250,000 fine, go to jail for 2 years. And I just feel as though, Corky, that our laws must go past this need to protect the most vulnerable. Yes, we absolutely need to protect the most vulnerable. But we must seek to also heal the perpetrators. Because those perpetrators, and so remember I was explaining to you what the voyeurism was and what the law was, and it was about taking and sharing photographs, peeping toms and this kind of thing, right? So people that do that, with the science, you look into it and whatnot, a lot of them, they would have been maybe victims of sexual abuse and all sorts of different things. And even when for everything, whether it's justified or not, for all these quote-unquote monsters that we like to talk about and we think we should just lock them up and throw away the key and forget about them, there were once a happy, chubby little young boy or girl who wanted nothing but a mother's hug, who wanted nothing but two parents in the night to hug them, love them, pray with them, and put them to sleep. Wake up to a peaceful home with no shouting, cussing, carrying on, no drugs, no nothing, right?
How do they end up in this position?
Well, I just explained, because that is what we desire, that's what we designed for. So when you grow up, and for whatever reason, I mean, you have situations where, God forbid, mothers cannot put food on their tables. And I have heard these stories, Corky, where, I have heard them with my own eyes, where an adult will tell a story that is how many siblings. She was the eldest, and she had to go collect the groceries from the uncle. When you as a mother know that only this particular daughter could come and collect groceries from her uncle, you must know why. You must know why, right? Because, and she took that burden on to do those acts because she knew had she not done it, groceries will not come to her siblings. When you do that to a 12-year-old child, how do you expect her to grow up to be normal, to be okay? She will need, well, if you ask me, the grace of God, but she will need some healing. We have to start to address the causes that allow our men to become these violent murderers that we think we should just lock up and throw away the key. We have to address it. We have to go deeper. And well, I would have used a quotation from Desmond Tutu, but I'll paraphrase it. You know, he said we have to go past just pulling people out of the river, but we must go upstream, Corky. We must go all the way upstream, and we must find out why are they falling in the first place.
Yes.
Right? And that is where we must go as policymakers. That's where we must go as those in authority. We must begin to heal our nation, not just lock them up and throw them away. But apart from that, Corky, what I have a bigger issue with is whether it be corruption in the justice system, whether it be inefficiency, whatever it may be, is we have some young men and women sitting down in Raymond Yard for 15 years and they can't even be heard. So what happens if they're innocent? You have just wasted a man's life, and to survive he went in the sun, but bet your bottom dollar, to survive he would have had to become a hardened criminal in there.
So they go in innocent and come out guilty.
Well, I don't want to say guilty, but they come out in a way that they're probably worse than how they went in. And that is something we have to discuss. So we're going to go on a break.
Yes.
And when we come back, we're going to hear from a young lady whose husband is actually experiencing that.
Okay.
And, you know, let's hear what she is going through. And then we will discuss with our viewers what our thoughts are on this. Because we like consultation, not like PNM waste of time, fake consultation that's all a show. We genuinely want to hear from the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. What are our thoughts on bail and whatnot? So don't go anywhere. It's Fire Fridays. Marsha Walker, douglAR Radio, U975.
Time has come. U975. Make it your choice. Something for everyone. 975 FM. Music for you. It's all about you.
U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
Power to the listeners.
What goes in is a local something that makes it all taste better. It's the flavor of our culture. Come from here, come from there, and everywhere. It's the special flavor that's made us savor at the Royal Castle. Oh, come the Royal Castle. Royal Castle. Flavor to the bone. Royal Castle. Taste the very own. Royal Castle is the local something that makes it all taste better.
Taste the unique flavor of our culture at Royal Castle.
Island Hobbies, Ryson Road, Port of Spain, has the largest variety of toys in the Caribbean and South America. No one can beat our prices. If you see it cheaper anywhere else, prove it and we will beat it. We're open every day till late, Sunday to Sunday, even on Christmas Eve till 11 p.m. Island Hobbies, Ryson Road, Port of Spain. Even Santa buys toys from us.
Toys.
Le Grand Coulon Spa Resort at Stonehaven Bay, Blackrock. Bed and breakfast rates available. To book, call 283-2597 or 463-2946. Le Grand Coulon Spa Resort at Stonehaven Bay, Blackrock.
Fresh Street Market, your neighborhood supermarket.
Number 3 Andrew Lane, corner Churchill Roosevelt Highway and Andrew Lane, Derby, Mousica.
Opening hours.
Saturday 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m.
Sundays 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. When you think about fresh produce and good quality food, come to Fresh Street Market, your neighborhood supermarket.
Number 3 Andrew Lane, corner Churchill Roosevelt Highway and Andrew Lane, Derby, Mousica.
Come to the Waves Restaurant and Bar, Grafton Beach, Blackrock, Tobago. Great ambience, fantastic prices, all COVID protocols observed. Full premium bar available. Call Waves at 731-4646 to make your reservation. Come dine with the Waves Restaurant and Bar, Grafton Beach, Blackrock, Tobago. You must be vaccinated to dine in.
My parents' generation grew up with Royal Castle. From the first restaurant in 1968, when that distinctive, tempting aroma hit the air, they just couldn't resist. And like never before, fried chicken with a special blend of local seasonings and a one-of-a-kind flavor down to the bone. Today, Royal Castle still have that same delicious taste, and I love it too. The kids can't resist it either. Plus, they have more to enjoy. For me, the castle is more than just nice food. It's we own, part of me and you, and is the real flavor of TNT.
What they calling me, Mr. Happy Papi, Mr. Happy Papi.
This carnival, U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper Radio, and MCTV presents On the Road This Carnival 2022. Come meet our on-air DJs and presenters and enjoy live soca and chutney entertainment starting this Friday, January 14th, where our full stop would be at Macho's Bar, Bamboo Settlement number 1 at 4:30 p.m. The Bear Station, Aranguez at 5:15 p.m. Railway Bar, Kearney Village at 6:30 p.m. Roy's Bar, Southern Main Road, Spring Village at 7 p.m. and Suraj Restaurant and Bar, Kadupia at 7:30 p.m. On the road this carnival 2022. Come and be part of U975 FM and MCTV on the road this carnival 2022.
Sound the horns!
That's right, U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. The entire crew on the road. Yes, Marsha Walker, Fire Friday.
I'm on. I'm back.
Yes.
And do I have...
Yes, we have the call.
So I'm going to call my girl, Lisa.
She's already on the line?
She is on the line?
Yes.
Hi, Lisa. My husband. Oh, gosh. But I'm going to tell you all about my husband after. Because I'm on the line with Lisa for now.
Hello?
Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
I know that you want to remain anonymous, so we're going to call you Lisa just for today, right?
Okay, sure.
Lisa, tell us about what is going on with you.
Well, currently my husband got arrested for shooting and murder. And for me, it's just like everything is taken. Yes, I know that it would take long, but at the same time, it's like the justice system isn't really doing anything because they just go to court and it's the next day. The magistrate would say, send this stuff to the attorney, and by the next court date, it's nothing. Right? So, is it that innocent until proven? Because right about now we can't get anything right here. They said it's because of COVID. Right?
What do you mean?
Well, the thing is, I am a mother. I have 5 children. We have children together. So how am I supposed to send money for him to buy boxes for $40 in there? And I am out here where I could get the same boxes for less. put up for him there.
Okay, so you're saying that you can't send clothes for them because of COVID.
Well, that is what the commissioner of police is saying. When I heard about it, right, I asked the attorney to check up on it for me, and she said that she made a call and that is what they told her.
Okay.
Right? But the thing is, I dropped stuff to him last year, and they took it, and they told me that he wouldn't get it the same day. He would get it 2 to 3 days after, because they have to sanitize the stuff. So how is it going to be saying that then and then saying something else now?
Right. Now, do you mind sharing what happened or what allegedly happened? Because our constitution allows someone to be innocent until proven guilty versus the other way around. So we're going to go with alleged for now. What are they saying happened with his case?
Well, he was defending himself and shot someone and the person died.
Okay.
Right? So
This was with a legal firearm?
Yes, it was legal firearm.
Okay, so he defended himself
Yeah.
with his legal firearm.
Yeah.
And he is now in jail.
In jail.
Okay. Waiting for his day in court.
Waiting for his day in court to come again, because it's every 28 days he has court, and every 28 days when we appear in court is that the police hasn't done what they are supposed to do. The police, they are still doing stuff they were supposed to get people to give. My attorney was supposed to get paperwork, and up to this day she hasn't gotten anything.
Right.
If she's supposed to be doing the police stuff for them, if she's supposed to be calling them to ask them for what they are supposed to be sending for her.
Yeah.
Because children growing up without their father.
Yeah. What would you like to see? What would you like to see done? Because you reached out to me. And I know that this is something that we said we wanted to discuss. I actually made a Facebook post about it. And I have several people who have some really incredible stories. I do know that we have some lawyers in Trinidad who are pushing it. In fact, I know the Prime Minister, in his typical propaganda fashion, said nonsense like UNC trying to get bail for murderers.
Yes, but isn't it and rapists getting bail, and people who are molesting children are getting bail? So why, if a person has no criminal background, right, and a mistake happens or something like this happens, why is it that they have to sit down behind bars while a rapist is just as bad? You are taking away a child's innocence. You are killing a child's spirit. You are killing anyone's spirit. You understand? So how come they get bail and they have criminal background and they walk free on a daily basis? But people who something like this happens to, they have to sit down and wait behind bars until whenever the police decide to do their job properly.
Yeah.
Whenever the police decide to send stuff to lawyers, why do you have to be going through this? How is it fair for them to walk this streets, but it isn't fair for someone who made a mistake or something
or
like
defended themselves?
Exactly. Who are defending themselves have to sit down and wait behind bars. Not knowing what is the next move or how their families out here are living.
Yeah. It's not an easy situation at all. And our heart goes out to you, my heart goes out to you. To think, because let me tell you, I think I think if somebody came to attack my family, my husband would not think twice to do what is necessary to protect them.
Exactly.
And to watch him sit behind bars after would be painful.
Of course.
And to not have bail or to have the justice system or the police officers, or as you say, just every 28 days you have to go back to court to hear, come again, come again, come again.
And then every 20, that means every 28 days, I now have to take a day off from work to appear in court virtually with him, just to show him that he has that support behind him.
Yeah.
Right? So, me taking a day off, being right about now the only breadwinner for our kids, it's like, and for him, because I have to send money for him in order for him to get stuff in there.
Yeah.
So, it is strenuous. And then how long would my bosses accept me taking a day off?
Yeah.
To be singing, so then, like, what really going on?
Yeah. Well, Lisa, I thank you for your bravery to come on air and speak about the situation. And our prayers go out with you.
Thank you.
It is not easy. Well, I know you reached out to me, so I know you know how to contact me, so we will be in touch.
Thank you.
And as I said, I do know that we do have lawyers who are looking into this, and we will talk a little bit more off air, and well, this just opens up the conversation. I did make a Facebook post about it.
Yeah.
Because it's time for us to have these conversations, Trinidad and Tobago. It's time for us to have respectful dialogue, open-minded dialogue where we come off of our high horse and our righteous stick.
Exactly.
You know?
But I don't think Trinidad and Tobago is really ready for conversations like this.
Yeah. But everybody wants to judge and be righteous.
Everybody wants to judge and point a finger and talk. But at the end of the day, it's life. And, like, at a point, it seems like innocent until proven guilty doesn't really count or doesn't really matter when you get arrested.
Yeah.
Because he's not the only person in there. He's not the only person who's innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of innocent persons in there, and then now it's like, what is happening? Families are hearing from these persons, which really, from my knowing, we were supposed to be able to video call and stuff, and it's none of that is happening.
Okay.
The only time I get to hear from my husband when we have court.
Right, so there's no visitation or anything right now, I'm guessing, because of COVID?
There's no visitation because of COVID.
Okay. Wow.
Exactly. So to hear my children asking, when daddy coming here.
Yeah. How old are the children?
From 11 to baby. So I'm a 12-year-old and I have a baby.
Okay. And you're expecting or something like that as well? Or?
Yes.
Or just baby? Okay. All right.
I see.
Yeah.
It is difficult.
Yeah. All right, Lisa. Well, thank you very, very, very much. Let's hear what our callers have to say. Hopefully, we can start the respectful dialogue online and on air. So thank you, Lisa, for taking time out. I know you have to go back to your family. Thank you very much, as I said, for your bravery in coming forward and speaking about what's going on and the other side of the coin.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
No problem. Okay, so that was that, Corky. Corky, what do you think?
I don't know what to think.
You're speechless with that one, Corky? Let's open the lines. 218-7762. 218-7762. You know, I'm going to tell you all what I think.
All right.
Right. Well, as I started off. Yes. Oh, okay. I wouldn't tell you all what I think because the lines are going.
Hello.
Hi, good night. You are live. U975.
Good night, Marsha.
Hi, good night.
Porky. How are you all?
We are fine, thank you.
Yes. Good. All right. Reference to what was mentioned by the caller, I have moved out some of these persons that are incarcerated. Right? I think as a supposed to be progressive thinking nation, it is fine that legislations are formed to categorize murder. Because let's be honest, gang-related offenses as a persons defending themselves or persons dying while let's say police in the line of duty, that is something totally different to one plotting and planning to execute somebody, right?
Yeah.
And why is it that one must sit in jail for 10 to 15 years or even 19 years, 22 years? And I am talking from things that I know. There are persons in jail sitting on remand 19 years, 22 years on remand.
Yep.
That is absolute nonsense. And not only that, to find out after all these times, these persons are
innocent. Yep. What's the point? Who's giving them back their life?
Who is going to compensate these persons for that 19 or 22 years of their life?
Yeah.
Who? Yeah. Why is it that someone could just go to the police and say, I see, and when it's time to put the paperwork together, you can never get these people? How is it? Who is taking responsibility? And to top it off, I know I have a matter engaging the court where a person, ex, was incarcerated for murder, Keeney Charles. He challenged the state to make murder a bailable offense. And the matter came up before the Chief Justice and two other judges, and the Chief Justice gave a ruling on it before December, but he didn't, right?
Right.
But here it is, you have a tyrant of a prime minister saying that under his government it will never happen. Is he trying to persuade the court in making a decision? Is that his approach?
But then he uses propaganda because he makes it out. You know, he comes onto a campaign, a platform, and says, well, if you vote UNC go give bail to murderers. And, you know, that is the kind of PNM propaganda that really gets to me. And I wish that citizens would see it. Because that's not, as you say, you know, it's that I heard you very clearly articulate, you know, and I commend you for the way you articulated it. It's time that we set different levels, because a premeditated gang-related execution is very different to a police officer who shoots someone and they die in the course of duty, in the line of duty, or God forbid something happens while you are defending yourself.
And not only that, right? Here it is. Let me give you two instances where is proof that the Director of Public Prosecution, he has a personal vendetta against person who is accused of murders. Right?
Tell us about that story.
The Director of Public Prosecution, his sister was murdered some years ago. Right? Or the person accused of murdering his sister. Now, his sister was not murdered as we need to bring it across, right?
Okay.
But the person accused of murdering his sister is sitting in prison currently for close to 14 years. Seriously, one to give them an indictment is not that a conflict of interest.
Agreed. Yeah.
That is one. And two, there's another instance where a person, he discontinues, he gives the person an indictment on a matter, but he discontinues the same matter in the new court. So the matter is not so court, but it is good for the high court. Who is taking stock of these malpractices? Who is going to be held accountable? Why is our country a forgiving nation?
Say that again?
Is our country ready to be a forgiving nation?
Well, you know, it depends on, I mean, I feel as though we forgive the PNM. That's the only people we tend to want to forgive.
And you know, funny enough, right? Funny enough, you know, majority of the persons sitting in jail, the whole family would vote for the PNM if the PNM put a cracker in the constituency.
Yeah.
And it's just so sad. It is sad that persons are not opening their eyes and seeing what is really transpiring.
Yeah.
So Miss Marsha, I think now is the time, and I'm glad that you're using your forum, this forum, to speak out on behalf of some of these persons who are incarcerated. I mean, the time has come that things need to change, right?
Yeah.
And let us not be biased. The victims of families, it goes both ways. Families of victims must get closure, and the accused must know their fate. 18, 19, 20 years, it's too long. Right?
Yeah.
And let me just close off, Marsha. Nelson Mandela, we all know Nelson Mandela would have made some lengthy jail. Nelson Mandela's course is a nation is judged not by how it treats its highest citizens, but how it treats its lowest.
Yeah.
So and that is a famous Nelson Mandela quote. We have a Nelson Mandela Park in St. James somewhere. Come on, let me time for the nation to step up. That is my contribution.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you very much, caller. Thank you very much. So we're taking your views on, is it time for us to discuss the offense of murder? Should we have bail? Should it be after a certain amount of years? Should it be a situation where we have levels, different categories? What are your thoughts? You know, I mean, even if we go with premeditated murder, well, I mean, I think that, you know, I mean, if you can't get your act together, Corky, if the justice system cannot get their act together, let's say it's premeditated murder, let's say, you know, it's the worst kind, whatever. And after 10 years, you still go into court every 28 days or whatever the case may be, and you can't get enough evidence, you can't put a case together. I mean, surely something has to be wrong, right? We talk about innocent until proven guilty, but if someone is sitting down in court for 15 years, I mean, it's best you say I'm guilty because you've taken away my life. You know, then imagine after 15 years only to have the justice system say, well, now that we've looked at the evidence, you're actually innocent. I mean, there's nothing that you can do to compensate me for that. So how is it that our constitution could allow us innocent until proven guilty, but then you have people sitting down there for 10 and 15 years waiting for their day in court, right? And so we would have had Brian last week, and he says it, you know, justice delayed is justice denied, which of course would have been the whole idea behind Section 34. If you cannot get your business together, if you can't get your act together and you cannot bring enough evidence to satisfy a case, then something has happened, then you have to call it quits. All right? I mean, even if you want to say, okay, on that highest level, you know, that worst, the most gruesome level of murder, maybe after 5 years or 10 years or something, I don't know, then maybe we could consider bail. It can't be that you just have somebody sitting down indefinitely on no bail, you know. I mean, okay, you know, whether, I don't know, I can't see that we have people for 15 years sitting down in jail and just can't even get their day in court. And you are just, that is a system that honestly will create criminals. You know, the phone line's quiet, so I'm assuming this is a topic that nobody likes. Or
218-7762.
I see a press and knob there. Is it that we had it off?
Yes, it was.
Oh, shucks. So people were trying and
that's why I was showing you how to engage and disengage.
oh my gosh. I am so sorry. So I left it so people were probably hearing busy. Oh my gosh. So it's not that people do not want to call in. I have just been blocking them from calling in. 218-7762. That is the number to call in. 218-7762. Right, let me see. Remember when they were debating the bail bill, I think under the PP government, Imbert said murder is murder. He didn't want any classification. Anna, you know you had to find me that Hansard record. Yes. Right? And that's the whole thing. Murder cannot, it can't be. Right, okay, 218. Okay, we're getting a call. Yes.
Hello?
Good night, you are live with Marsha Walker.
Marsha, how you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
This is Gary Mahabir.
Hi, Gary. Okay, I have to tell you who's Gary, right? Gary actually hosts a show in the States, and I am normally a guest on his show, and now we get to be a guest on mine.
This is the Phantom. Trini Phantom.
Hi, Gary. How are you?
Good. You're doing an excellent job. So,
thank you very much.
I was listening a little bit about the cases the guy raised about the cases pending for X number of years, but I can't understand how people silence on the amount of things that's going on in the country.
Yeah, boy.
Why we don't rise up and address the issue? We vote party, we go home, and we're happy that we party win. Nothing else. I mean, we got to take some
Someone
course
is saying
action.
they're not hearing the callers. Sorry, Gary. I'm now seeing a message saying people not hearing the callers. I don't know. Were you hearing the caller just now?
Yeah, I heard the caller just now.
Okay.
The one just now.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, but what I'm calling tonight about is I want to raise. Are you hearing me clearly?
I am hearing you. I only said that because I'm now reading a comment with someone saying they're not hearing the callers.
Yeah, so I want to raise my concerns about the situation in the Beecham with the people there. And the information is, some people saying everything is fine, some people saying the situation is chaotic there and has been existing for a long period of time. And based on what I am seeing, I consider that area to be a very dangerous area for the people to remain in there. I think there should be an extraction, relocation of the people and treat the issue that's located there. We cannot leave those people any much more longer time there. There is no waiting period. There's nothing about being patient there. The environment is totally toxic.
Right.
It's a landfill, so number one, that is going to make it toxic. Because here in the U.S., most of our landfill has been, where they build houses or anything like that, has been some kind of radiant gas. So,
yes,
and
of
they
course.
have the EPA coming in, and then they have to do cleanup and excavation. It's a very costly job. So I would think, without the sewer situation alone, that area is toxic and is not okay to occupy for. The sewer situation, based on my observation, has made it more chaotic.
Right.
For the people being exposed to that smell, the unhealthy condition, and then seeing a lady fell into that hole. I mean, I couldn't be able to imagine what kind of contamination she has come into contact with.
Right. Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
she will have to be observed. So I am calling for the people in the country to become conscious of what's taking place there and let's address it. I'm calling on you to reach out to the authorities. If you have any information on the nature of the situation, any more information to relay to the government, take some course of action. Don't let these people have to be forced to go and block the road and block the streets and inconvenience everybody before something is resolved. We should not have to come to that point, you know?
Yeah.
So this is what I'm
Unfortunately, that's
basically
always what
calling
we
in
have
say.
to do. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
Unfortunately.
why we have to block road and protest and create chaos just to get something resolved? We need to fix the communication. We need to collaborate. Our local activists cannot be just party activists. They have to be activists for the people.
Yeah.
To take a course of action when something is going wrong and not try to cover it up. You know, so that's my contribution today. So anyway, you're doing an excellent job.
Thank you, Gary, and thank you for fighting. You have not forgotten us. You may have left our shores, but you continue to fight. So we appreciate that, because, of course, a lot of people think that, we could just migrate, turn our backs on Trinidad, and that's not the case. We can't, we can't. We really can't. So I appreciate that you have not just turned your backs on us.
Well, the thing about it is my body might be in another country, but my mind and heart is still in Trinidad and Tobago. So I want people to understand that, and I did put up a good fight for them and continue to fight, and we'll keep in touch. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Gary. Okay, so yes, that is, the thing about it is,
Yes.
I mean, and I spoke about it last week, right, Corky?
Yes.
These areas, and I grew up in a P&M stronghold, These areas, you wonder, why would you continue?
Did it used to hold you strong? You said a stronghold.
Listen, boy, talking serious thing, and you trying to make joke?
A stronghold, I don't know. I'm just trying to find out.
Corky's ridiculous, it's
What do you
serious
call
talk, I trying to talk, and Corky laughing and making joke.
Because you said stronghold, so is someone...
No, it is a P&M holding us strong. P&M has
okay.
our mind locked like slavery, Corky.
That's why it's called a stronghold.
That is why it's called a stronghold. It's like our mind is locked like slavery. And I understand the loyalty. You believe that, there's our people. I see somebody on Facebook the other day. There's our people. They're fighting for our people. They're fighting for our people. And I say, but they are not treating you like they're yours. That you're theirs.
What's still holding you strong?
Corky, I'm your neighborhood, Is joke you making?
No, I'm serious.
Well, yeah, Brian, and so we have to release. We have to break that stronghold. We have to say no. If they want our vote, they must work for our vote. No longer can they take advantage of us like that. They can't. You cannot take advantage of my loyalty. You cannot say, listen, because I may look like you or pretend to look like you, or because I bring you independence, or because I am the one responsible for free health care or free education, I must just do what I want. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. And we have to break that, yes, okay, we're thankful, but you cannot be loyal to an abuser. Good night. We have a call. Good night. You are live on U975 and douglAR Radio with Marsha Walker.
Hi, Marsha.
Hello.
This is RG from Canada.
How are you?
Mississauga. And say hi to Corky also.
Hi.
Corky, boy, I have to tell you, last night those music was really terrorizing for the people there, man. Man, I want a copy of that anytime I come to Trinidad, but keep a copy for me, man.
Okay.
Anyway, Marsha.
Yes.
The call for me really is tonight is last week Friday when you had the last caller call you, and when you're trying to talk, he telling you what he want to say, and he cannot let you talk to say what you have to say.
It's okay. It's okay.
But in a case like that, that person is talking all the time, and like he come into your house and telling you what to do. Please don't let any of your callers call in and tell you what to do. Okay? When they're talking, and like how you talking and carrying on, answering questions to questions, nice. Anytime they come in like that, please Just take off your phone.
Just disconnect them. Gosh,
Okay.
I really try to
And-
give everybody an opportunity, a try. I really try, even when sometimes they don't deserve it.
It's yeah, but the thing about when you went to the Senate, I didn't get to hear it. I tried to get. I just only go on YouTube, and I'm trying to get it on YouTube. I cannot get it.
Okay, so I've
If you don't
actually
get a
put,
chance-
I actually, so my daughter, my 12-year-old daughter helps me out so much. So what she did was
Yeah.
she actually clipped it and put it on my YouTube.
Okay.
So what you could do, I don't. Are you on Facebook?
No, I'm not on Facebook.
All right, hold on. Let me see if I could. I think if you go onto YouTube and just search, I'm going onto YouTube right now as we speak, so I could tell you how it works. Just search.
No, I'm watching it right now on my phone.
Okay, so just search. What phone are you watching me on? What are you watching? What are you logged on onto YouTube?
Yeah.
On douglAR Radio.
No, YouTube. Yeah, right now live.
Right, and that's on douglAR Radio station.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see if I could find. Oh gosh, I
You
have
could
to
just put up.
put a
just
link.
Give me a little clip. Just put up a little clip for me on it.
Well, I have it, yes, because I put
All
it.
right?
I did put it.
Yeah.
So I will what I will do, look into the comments of the douglAR Radio. I'm sending if you literally type in on your YouTube, like if you were to search it, I just searched it, and you will see all my. I'm seeing it here. Oh my, what a lovely picture! Meet the candidate, Marsha Walker. So you will see all my videos. I have a YouTube channel called Marsha Lorraine, MARSHA LORAINE, Marsha Lorraine Walker, and my Senate speech is there.
Okay.
I literally just typed that in, and I'm not logged into my YouTube, and I found that. And I am going, I'm clicking on I'm chat publicly as Marsha Walker. Hold on, I'm pasting. Right, so I've just pasted it, send. Okay, so I've pasted it. I've pasted the link as well on the douglAR Radio live chat.
Okay.
So that you can go and just look at the, as I say, it's there. But if you Google, as I said, I literally just Googled Marsha Lorraine Walker.
Okay.
And it came up. You could put in the name of it. The name that she put is Temporary Senator. She's too sweet.
Temporary Senator.
Yes.
Okay.
Right? So you
Okay.
could Google it and you find it. But as I said, I just put the link on the YouTube. So you'll see it as Marsha Walker. Put the link. I ain't seeing it again. But I think it's there. You could look in the chat and tell me if it's there. I'm going to put it again.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it again. Hold on. Let me put Senator speech. Let me put Senator speech here. And paste. Hold on. Paste. Right. And I send it again. So you'll let me know if you got it. It's on the chat.
Okay.
And it's there for you. Just for you.
Okay, sure. I will then check it back. Because when Anil talk and he say, oh my God, Marsha give them fire in the Senate, I say, my God, I have to see that.
Well, thank you. I did get it. Well, you would hear it, right? I got into activism. So I'm going to give you a little bit of the speech now. I got into activism very accidentally. My daughter was having a play date, and the little girl came and said, Auntie, I was raped. And my life changed after that. I remember just going from place to place to place, and I couldn't believe that I was getting nowhere. People were saying, nah, she just joking, she looking for attention. And I'm saying, listen, little girls do not come and say that they've been raped looking for attention. And if they're lying, then they are looking for attention, and we have to find out why they're looking for attention, because this is not something you do, right?
Yeah.
And so I explained to them that when I was asked to sit in for Senator Roberts, and now to hear what the bill is, because it's not like, well, this is the bill and we want you to sit in. It's, can you sit in? Now this is the bill, right? And when I saw that the bill was to amend the Sexual Offences Act, and then because they're amending the Sexual Offences Act, it will have a consequential amendment to the Children Act. I literally thought, well, this had to have been God's providence. God put me there to debate that bill. And so people, at one point, and I spoke very late into the night, right? So, I mean, a lot of people had taken some of the points that I wanted to raise and stuff. And I messaged my husband and I said, listen, I'm just going to talk from the heart, I know the bill. I studied it. I could speak from the heart.
And I know you always do that.
And it, because the bill meant, it really, really genuinely meant something to me, you know. And so you'll see it. And so, you know, people said in the end, oh, whoosh, you know, to not read and be so glued to a paper and everything, people thought that, oh, whoosh, you know, for a first time on. So the responses were pretty good. Of course, you know, I know to myself, I forget 2 points that I wanted to raise. I come off. I am the harshest person to myself. So when everybody's saying congratulations, I say, oh gosh, I forget 2 important points I wanted to raise. Yes.
Because
So-
I have a granddaughter. My granddaughter is 6 years old, and when
gosh,
she
too
talks to me
sweet.
like a coach, a little girl. No, I'm not a little girl. I'm a big girl.
Oh, she is 6 years old as a big girl. She too sweet. That is
She's
too
a big
sweet.
girl, not a little girl.
Yes, that is too
Okay.
sweet.
Yes, Master. I'll give somebody else a chance to talk.
Well,
and
thank you very much
have
for
a
your
pleasant
support.
one.
You as
And
well.
all the best for the new year, and I always listen to you guys all the time.
Same to you.
Hope
Thank
know
you
that
so
too.
much. Yes.
Take care. Have a good one.
Good night. You too.
Bye.
Okay. 218-7762. Oh, sorry. Oh gosh. I keep forgetting. Corky. I have to put a sign.
You have
Corky.
to drop the call. Hello, welcome.
Good night. You are live with Marsha Walker.
Marsha Walker, blessed night to you.
Good
and to
night.
Mr. Cook, listen.
Yes. Hi.
You see the problem, Marsha? The laws of nature, man wants to change it. A young person, you was a young girl, I was a young man, and the inquisitiveness when you tell a child something, what you pass through, that child will say, you don't pass through that, you know. I want to know what is fire. And you know why people spend 10 and 15 years in jail? Because the people that makes the system, they just take people from there. I asked in that question, do they take people from there and send them to clean judges' home, or clean their house, or do some sort of work? How do they just get cigarette, ganja, rum, anything you think of, these prisoners get in it? Marsha, if you follow down into this, and you come out smoother, Marsha, you come down real nice now. And you see when you sit to talk to people, you know how much people turn vagrant through their own parents' misbehavior? You know parents are spoiled children?
Yes.
And when this is happening, you telling me as a big man, I have to vote. Because I vote for them for years and years and years. But mother, watch the system. It's people who you vote for years and years, watch how we are as children today. Do we have a proper education? Do we have a proper schooling for teachers to come and give us the knowledge we want? We have to understand. Look, Mrs. Kamala Prasad Bissessa spent taxpayers' money on computers. Every school, you think what? She take their money and spend it on them. She didn't put it in she pocket or they pocket or them pocket. She spend it on the taxpayers, people. You come now and shut down a system and you say 20 people is out of school. What kind of madness is this?
Yeah.
You cannot do the job. Do like the Barbados Prime Minister, man. Call a snap election and snap out. Have a blessed, wonderful night.
Same to you. Thank you. Talking about Barbados, wish the election is next week. It coming up a few more days. Will the marvelous Mia, Will the marvelous Mia retain power, Corky? What you think? What you think gonna happen in Barbados?
Barbados? You never know.
Oh, it doesn't really concern you. You ain't following it.
No, I don't have a clue.
No. All right, so talking about Barbados, right? Mr. Farley Augustine ends colonial dress code in THA. I'm going to tell you, I think that's a good move. Some people think that people are going to push it too far. They're going to show up in a bikini. They're going to show up in our thongs. They're going to show up in all kind of nonsense. But I want to discuss that colonial dress code thing for a little bit. I think it's last week. I can't remember, Corky. When you grow up over strict, anytime you taste freedom, you just don't know what to do with it, and chances are you end up exploiting it. So you see this need to discipline by suppressing one's ability to think, by one's ability to reason, by one's ability to express themselves. That is not discipline. And I genuinely believe that that kind of way that we were raised in this plantation, we haven't really gotten out of the plantation. We haven't really gotten out of massa. All we did was we replaced one massa for another massa. So we think leadership, the only example that we've ever had of leaders is massa. So if I'm going to be a leader, I must act as massa did, because massa was leader. And we must understand that that is not leadership. So the way to lead is not to say, this is what you must wear, this is what you must think, this is what you must say. That's not parenting, it's not leadership. Leadership is, this is what I believe is right. Let me explain to you why I believe it's right. Here is evidence as to why this is proper behavior, proper dress, etc. And then you empower the person to make the decision, to make the right decision. We have a call.
Hello?
Good night, you are live with Marsha Walker.
Good night, Marsha and Sophie.
Good night.
That is a very good thing that he did, because if you watch for most of the tourists, that the European flights that go straight to Tobago, they always dress in 3/4 pants.
Yep.
You understand? And slippers. But these foreigners, even our locals now, when they go to Tobago, is 3/4 and so on. So if it is going to go to any of the administrative buildings, right?
Yep.
I mean, you're going to go and look for a long pants to put on. Most people mostly use 3/4 pants nowadays in any case.
But do you remember Obama, Michelle Obama? She was sleeveless, right? Could you imagine Michelle Obama will reach into one of our offices and be turned away because she's not in full sleeves?
And you know, when you listen to some of these PNM stations, which I mean sometimes you travel in a car and by chance they have it on, and they hear the garbage, you know, that they take these measures, you know, the level that they take them to, down to the gutter. You understand? The other thing too, the High Court. Why do our magistrates have to wear this type of wig on their head? That's colonialism.
Yeah.
You understand? And that thing just looks so nasty. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know?
We really have to decide whether we're independent or not.
And then again, we really should take it to the highest level, whereby we move away from that jacket and tie. That's colonialism.
Yeah.
That is colonialism.
Yeah.
Look how the African leaders used to wear the Nero neck and things. Only Mandela, I see and things, started use jacket and tie and things, which he should have never done. Look at the Indian leaders, you know, with the Nero neck and so on.
Yeah.
That's part of your culture. That's part of your culture.
Well, it seems as though I don't know, it's almost as though we're ashamed of our culture. As if it's some kind of third world something.
Exactly. I mean, you know, we just like to follow these people and them. I mean, look nowadays, you have Indian with nice hair, cutting off the hair to put in. You understand? I mean, it's ridiculous.
Everybody wants to be somebody else.
It's ridiculous. People you know, people need to feel good about themselves.
Yeah.
You know, and it's what they bring us up to the media and to the magazines, to everything. You understand?
Yeah.
It's brainwashing.
Yeah. But you know that dress code thing is serious,
people
huh?
need to be conscious. Look at that is one thing you have to admire in Jack for. You understand?
Yeah.
Most of the women still dress properly, still wear the African wear, not just for African Liberation Day.
All right.
You understand? Most of the brothers still wear the dashikis or the Nero necks and so on. You know, that's part of your culture, and you have to admire these things. And this is what we need to promote in the country too as well.
Yeah.
You need to hear the garbage you talk on some of these stations. It's ridiculous. You understand? You know, I mean, look, I heard one caller, one individual call the police station to report the pushbacks on this, whereby people coming out to thing against the mandatory vaccination.
Right,
Not that people want vaccination, but you
mandatory
can't force
vaccination.
You understand? You can't force people to take the vaccination, and it's one thing that nobody wants to admit. This COVID thing is to get rid of certain percentage of people in the world. You know, that was to get rid of it, and they didn't reach the halfway mark yet.
Oh, Lord,
You know,
see.
They did not see the bigger picture. And look at the ivermectin, right? I mean, you make up a false thing that and
Hello? We lost that caller. 218-7762. 218-7762.
Hello? Hello? Oh, we lost.
Okay.
Yeah, and Marsha.
Hi, good night. Hello.
Yes. I would like to say congratulations to you, Marsha.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I would like to ask you a question, please.
Sure.
Did you find out anything about the food card or anything? What
So
is
right
going
now,
on?
food card. So they did not suspend it, but it is being revalued. They're doing an investigation to make sure everybody who's on it is legit, etc. But you should theoretically receive your food card
by next month.
Yeah, so it has not been so our voices were heard and they did not stop it.
Great. That's nice.
Oh, praise the Lord.
Yes.
Sandra Mangal.
Yes, I recognized your
Remember I
voice.
called
I did.
you,
Yes,
yes.
I did. I recognized your voice. I absolutely
Right.
did. In fact, you would have. So Vandana is because she was social services, right? I actually passed on your information. One time I'd reached out to her. That's how come we had her on the show today, because I'd reached out to her one time. And, she wrote a media release and we immediately started to press. And they did come and they said, that that they will not temporarily shut it down, but they will continue the investigation.
Okay then. Thank you
So
very much.
you should be good to go. If you have any problems, well, you let us know. But theoretically, you should be good to
call
go.
you if any problem,
Yes.
like next month, if anything, I raise up, right?
Yes.
Something I was going to say, I forget.
That's okay.
I enjoy the program a lot with Mr. Victor and Anil Beam. Anil Victor, Anil Roberts and Cokie D. I enjoyed you in the program too.
Okay.
Without you, you know what happened.
Okay.
I'm not seeing you all on Facebook tonight. I don't know.
No?
Yes.
No, because
we weren't there earlier, but we're here now.
I was seeing all the time, you know what I was seeing on the air? The truck business, the carnival business.
Oh, she's on U97.
Oh,
you have
you
to
need-
go on to douglAR Radio, douglAR
On
Politics.
YouTube, yeah.
I'm told I'm even on my Facebook today.
But you only got 5 minutes again.
Yeah, well, yes. But if you want to watch it over or anything, it's there, but not on the U97 because U97 had their
On the
special
road
live.
show.
Yes.
Today.
Could you send me the link to 97, please, Cokie D?
For to see us now?
Yes.
Just search. What you can do is search douglAR Radio. Search on your press
YouTube.
on Facebook, or you could go on YouTube. Yes, but you could just search. Do a search for douglAR Politics, and it will come up.
Okay, thank you very much, and God bless you, and thanks for your help with the food card and things.
No
All right,
problem. We're here to
Okay.
serve you.
Yeah, so that's what happened there. The show is streaming on U97.5 FM Facebook page.
Right.
So we had to stream on
Now,
Marsha
Corky, listen. I know we're getting ready to leave.
Yes.
So before we leave, my people know good. You took the call already?
No.
I
I disengaged the call. I dropped
okay.
it. Yeah.
Oh gosh. Well, don't drop the calls. But I just want before we leave, because I don't want the time to run out. Because
Right.
I love Trinidad and Tobago, but I love Madigo Martin people.
Yes.
And you know that I'm really the real MP, right?
Real MPs on the inside.
And
Yeah.
today, all these semi-finalists for Miss Trinidad and Tobago and Mr. Trinidad and Tobago were announced.
Yes.
And Diego Martin mash up the place. What? Listen, out of the 10 female finalists, 4 was from Diego Martin.
Okay.
So you know, I had a shout out to my Diego Martin West crew.
What?
Because I am so proud of you. And one of the male Mr. Trinidad and Tobago,
Yes.
right, Mr. Winter Mason, I think his last name is.
Yes.
He is also from Diego Martin. I am so super, super, super excited. I have already reached out to Winter. I want to find all the girls, Asma, Corella, Joy. Listen, oh gosh, they're pretty too bad. And dentist and doctor and thing, yeah? Rebecca Abraham. So I know she for sure is in my actual constituency. Because you know Diego Martin split up, right?
Yes.
Right? We have Miss Latren. She's from Diamond Vale. So she's not in my constituency. But you know, Diego Martin absolutely took home everything. Is out of the 10 women, 4 of the Miss Trinidad and Tobago semi-finalists were from Diego Martin. Corky, I don't know if you know, but I believe in building brand Diego Martin. I think Diego Martin is such a beautiful town,
Yes.
village, whatever they want to call us.
What is nice in Diego
It is
Martin?
listen,
Uh-huh.
we have waterfalls in Diego Martin, you know that?
Yes.
You could hike in Diego Martin, you know.
Right.
And what I mean, what is nice in Diego Martin?
What
I
else?
just tell you, 4
Okay.
beautiful women. The people are beautiful, right? Of course, you have to go to Diego Martin to go down the islands.
Okay.
You hike, right? They have amazing waterfalls in Diego Martin, right? You could go and fish right there in Diego Martin and salt and put your fish right there and eat it right there on the jetty in Diego Martin. What are you talking about?
Gosh, I didn't know.
We
that.
have panyards in Diego Martin.
All right.
We now have a little savannah, the West Savannah, not so like West Park instead of Queens Park. We have West Park.
Yes.
And have a Cayman and thing. We have our own little Cayman.
We got
It's
1
quite
minute
cool,
to
you
go
know.
and we got a phone
right,
call.
So anyways,
Will
but
we
I just
shut
wanted
it
to
down?
really I mean we might end up going over time if I take that phone call.
Okay, yes.
Right? So I wanted to use the last minute to just shout out to my Diego Martin semi-finalists. All 5 of you guys, you are
Yes.
representing Diego Martin. You are helping to build brand Diego Martin. I am so super proud of you. You guys reach out to me for anything. Let us know how we can help you. I know that, listen, I have been an athlete. I have tried to represent the country and they only know about us after we win. I am saying that I am here to help long before because I know that you guys, I can't promise sponsorship. Me and making no money, but we're going to knock on some doors together. Let's see how my platform can help you guys. Reach out to me. I'm here to support you and to help you. But I am so incredibly proud of my 4 women and my 1 man.
What?
The semi-finalists from Mr. and Miss Trinidad and Tobago from Diego Martin. From your future member of Parliament, Marsha Walker, I am super proud of you. Keep carrying brand Diego Martin. Keep pushing. I love you and I am proud of you. That is my message to my Diego Martin semi-finalists of the Miss and Mr. Trinidad and Tobago from Marsha Walker. I am very proud of you. And on that note, it has come to another end. We've come to another end of Fire Friday. We will see you, Corky and I will see you next week Friday for another episode of Fire Friday. Are you going to end with like, this girl is on fire?
No.
Would you like to play this kind of reggae thing, yeah?
We're going to end with Natural Mistake.
Oh my gosh. This is just,
You just need
you
to
really
listen
like
some.
reggae, you know.
I like
No,
everything.
but I like, first you have to play Ghetto Story for me. You know, I like my Ghetto Story.
Oh.
Fine, play a bit. Okay, guys, I'm out. Have a great week and a great weekend.
All right. So that's it for us. Let's get into this one.